Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ornithological Orchestra, the world's premier bird song podcast. This week, we're going to take a listen to some great birds. We're going to start off today with a classic, the blue tit. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's so calming.
It's very peaceful.
I just feel so at peace when I hear the song of the blue tit.
Coming up next is the great tit, a cousin of the blue tit. Very different call.
Wow, that's very, very soothing. That's not irritating at all.
It's definitely very polite.
No, I would not. I would not be extremely mad if I heard that outside my window every morning.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Last but not least, we have the Skylark.
Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
I like this bird.
That was a good bird. I never heard the Skylark. I thought when I went to ornithologist school and I spent 6 years studying bird calls, I could have sworn that bird sounded different.
Yeah, I think.
Are you sure you aren't playing the wrong sound?
I don't know. I think that bird might have been ill. I'm not sure.
Okay. He may have had some sort of
disease,
mental handicap,
of the throat, perhaps.
There may have been something wrong with his mind.
No, actually, I figured out what that is. It's our special guest.
Oh shit!
Hey guys.
Shit. This is our friend Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe.
He's Joe.
Yeah. But I do like birds.
Joe does like birds. He also likes video games because
why else would I be here?
Podcast. Yeah, exactly. This is not Ornithologist Orchestra or whatever the F Ryan said this
Ornithological Orchestra?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. This is the Bear vs. Man cast, the video game podcast about nothing. I'm Nick. Ryan's in the house.
Hello.
And then special guest Joe.
As you've heard.
Who's someone we know from real life. And we're just three guys who like video games. We're going to tell you about video games.
I want to point out that I'm not from real life.
No, you very much are.
Bummer.
I can confirm that is not true.
Oh, sorry. Moving on.
All right.
Okay, so people who don't know how this podcast works,
like Joe,
bullshit.
Yeah. So, guys, explain like I've never heard this before.
Okay, so this video game podcast is about nothing, but also video games. We bullshit for a little while. We talk about the games we played this week and why we should care about them, and if we feel like we hate them or not, and if they're shit. And then we talk about some news. We talk about what's going on in the world of video games. And there is a lot going on in the world of video games this week. So I say we get right into it.
Surprising, considering that E3 was, last week.
Well, that's some of this stuff was born from E3, which is really interesting. It's like carryover from E3 that just...
How titillizing.
Well, we'll get into it. So first we're going to put Joe on the spot, and we're going to make him tell us about a game that he played this week.
All right, so do we want to go the game I play almost every week, or a new game that I got from
Let's talk about Dota.
Dota 2.
Here we go. Dota 2.
All right. So
now, do you actually play this game almost every week?
Since I got the compendium for the International 2015.
Oh yeah. You started with the base one?
No.
You just
No.
You just bought the $20 one or whatever?
Yeah, I went straight to level 50.
What?
Where's there to go from there? How many levels is a compendium?
So the compendium has no level cap, but
what the?
So what's the point? What's the point of leveling?
Okay, so basically, the rewards you get per level, it's usually every 5 levels. But the last time you get an original reward is level 350.
Oh, okay.
So-
then you start,
and then-
like
and-
just you get something out of a grab bag for every 5 past that.
I think it like rotates, but it's like every 50 from a certain point, every 50 levels, you get another thing. And I mean, it's Dota 2, so anything you buy is purely cosmetic. So it has absolutely nothing to do with how people play, which is why I like, sure, I'll support it. I mean, last I checked, the compendium, because anything purchased towards it goes towards the international prize pool.
That's nice.
So, yeah, I think they're up to like 15 or 16 million.
Oh, fuck. Wasn't last year, like,
Last year
than
was-
5?
No, it was 11.
Oh,
or
was
10.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But that's still
Wait,
crazy.
how high is it up this year?
I think 15 or 16 million.
Shit.
So,
Oh, shit.
And that's in August?
yeah. I think second week of August, maybe first.
Crazy.
But yeah, so Dota 2. Everyone, you guys know how it works. You know, your 3 standard lanes, top,
Yeah.
middle, bottom.
Yeah. It's a MOBA.
Yeah, standard MOBA.
It's a MOBA.
So when you play Dota 2, you select your server. All right, I'm gonna get right into the nitty gritty.
So just getting right into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nitty-gritty.
So you can Dota 2 automatically can select a server with the best ping, right? It'll probably select like 3 or 4. I always pick 1. I pick US East. That's it. I want
Why would any other server have better ping? than
exactly. It's got like always lower than 40 ping. The next lowest is like 100. But
Oh.
almost every goddamn game, either you're searching for a game for a couple minutes, or even if it's not, then you have to wait 2 minutes for everyone to load. Someone doesn't load. You get kicked back out and you start the search again. Then if someone does load within like the last 10 seconds, then they drop.
And you don't get people, like, people don't fill those spaces.
No.
Like, that's
no.
just it. That's
if
it.
you drop,
Yeah.
you get like that's it. That spot has been
God
filled.
damn it, Pincho.
No, that's fine. But yeah, no. So if that person has left or gets disconnected, you get about 5 minutes to reconnect,
He's not going to stop.
right?
Yes, so yes, I do know that.
And
yeah.
if you don't reconnect, that person gets abandoned. But the thing is, if you play matchmaking, like if you play the MMR ranked matches, and that happens to someone, if certain requirements have been fulfilled, the game still plays out, and everything still counts.
Even though you're down a hero,
Even though- yeah.
and there's virtually no way to win at that point.
Yeah, nearly. Unless like everyone else on your team is on point. It's such a pain. God damn. Like, so back when I started playing, or when I came back to Dota 2, I was doing well, and my MMR got cut in half essentially because of these types of things.
And are these the Peruvians that you hate so much that are doing
Well, I
this?
don't hate the Peruvians, but you get the racists on who are always like they're just talking about Russians and Peruvians joining servers that aren't supposed to be for them.
Well, I mean, that is a little bit frustrating because there's a certain element of teamwork that is used in these games.
Yeah,
and if you're like,
and communication is you need people to communicate back and forth to be able to play this game, and if you're typing and everyone's typing, and then all of a sudden you hear no English.
and like, dude, why are you playing on this server?
Yeah, it's like,
how are there not servers with better ping?
yeah, you've selected US East. You are aware of that, right?
I mean,
It's like we're on the opposite side of the world from Russia. Like, you would have been better off even playing on like US West.
so like, how many Russian people are playing Dota?
Dota's huge in Russia.
a shitload.
So, like-
there are like way more people in like other countries that don't speak
Like,
English. Than
I would
Dota-
get it if like the Russians, there was only like 8 Russian dudes who played Dota.
No. Russian Dota is like, MMOs in China.
Oh well, get them out of here then. Go
Watch the international and see how many of teams are from the United States.
2?
It's like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the qualifiers for that. There's what they had, because you could pick different things. Out of the 4 categories, 3 are Europe. It's like China and like Asia.
They separate China from Asia?
Yeah,
Yep.
there's so many teams for that too.
Weird. Okay.
But-
And
Everybody does that because Asia is like
Because it's like Southeast Asia,
Japan,
and-
Malaysia,
Yeah.
like South Korea,
But yeah,
all
the
like
U.S.
every other country.
not big players.
Yeah. Plus, we only have people who play video games like live on either coast, and then if you ever look at like a heat map of people playing any video game, it's like literally. I mean, it's not as bad as Russia, but it's like people play in this city, people playing in that city, and then like in between, it's like 4 dots. I mean, Russia and Australia are the worst though. In Australia, it's literally like there are 2 cities of people playing games.
Really?
And then the rest of it is just like just wild lands. Like Aborigines live there only.
Yeah, no, and well, also like Australia, don't they have god awful internet?
I think so.
No, they have
Yeah, so
American
they have some
internet for the most
They
part.
have some censorship problems too.
god
With
awful
some
internet?
stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't think. I don't know. No, that's Japan who can't have any ticks.
Yeah, but there aren't any dicks in Dota. No, but they actually did have a problem in China because there was this guy called the Skeleton King, and skeletons are a no-no in China
Yeah,
because of ancestors and stuff.
yeah, that's weird.
So they turned him into the Wraith King, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, kind of segueing into Heroes of the Storm, which I keep asking if either of you have played.
Nope.
Ryan spent money on it, but he hasn't
did.
played it. Does that
Wait, how'd
count?
you spend money on that game?
Because I wanted to play it, and then I bought it.
Buy
And
Heroes.
then that's why I had all those beta keys. And then I played it like 3 or 4 times. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's a MOBA. And then I stopped playing it.
God. Yeah, I haven't played it yet either. But
I haven't played it either. I was put into the beta, but
I was watching all the character trailers, and I'm like, wow, Dota got a lot out of the WoW franchise.
Well, that's where it came from.
Yeah,
too,
no, I know, but
you know?
I mean, like they got away with a lot because, I was just looking at the character trailers, and I could match up almost every character with a Dota,
Right.
hero. So
Yeah.
well, I mean, in Heroes of the Storm.
yeah,
Well, Dota, as I'm sure you know, is based on the Warcraft 3 custom map that used all Warcraft models for every hero.
yeah, no, I know that, but I'm saying it's like a 1-for-1, honestly, when you look at them. Like I can't believe they got
that makes
away
perfect
with it,
sense. Well, it's because I mean, like if you played, since I'm very well versed, I played a lot of Warcraft 3 custom maps. I'm familiar with every character model available, so every time I look at a Dota 2 character, I just see that the Warcraft 3 model.
that's
yeah.
funny.
And so when they translate them, so like it's the Dota 2 models are adaptations of the revamped models that they use for Heroes of the Storm, although Diablo and some other characters were never actually in there.
Yeah, but just the way characters are set up match with Dota's so well.
Like the abilities and stuff?
Yeah, well,
Or just...
yeah, well, not even like what there was. There's one of the characters who's got a sniper, and it's all gun based abilities. It's just sniper.
Some
all
dwarf or something, I think.
Yeah, they even when they took characters from the other universes, it matches up with the Dota characters too well.
Speaking of custom maps, have you played any of the custom maps in Dota 2 yet?
I tried. I downloaded Reborn and I started playing it, and then I stopped playing it after one match because of a horrendous glitch.
Ooh, horrendous glitch.
Yeah, so the horrendous glitch was any hero that can create illusions, which is actually all heroes. You're able to all their items would duplicate. And so within the time frame of the illusions, you take all their items off of the illusions, and then once they disappear, you pick them all back up and sell them.
Oh, that's crazy. So they could just get free items forever, basically, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So
I'm sure they would have fixed that.
But I haven't touched it since.
I
went through and
So when you select to launch it, you're either launching the beta version of Reborn.
Yeah, you have the option.
The regular version.
Yeah, you go. I want to play with other people who are playing Reborn, or I want to play just regular Dota 2.
Yeah, because I opted into the Reborn beta, but it is not installed. I think it's downloading. Yeah.
Didn't they update all of everything to Source 2 on that too?
Yeah,
that's what Reborn.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and they actually tweaked a few portions of each map, and I think they're going to be doing custom maps too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, there's already a bunch of custom. There's a bunch of custom maps on the
custom maps, custom game modes,
the workshop, including a couple of TDs. Like someone made a version of Winter Mall. Ryan, Winter Mall.
I love Winter Mall.
I know, we can play it in Dota 2
Seriously?
now. Well, if it works and the beta doesn't crash immediately, but someone has a playable version of it.
That makes me so excited. I can't even describe it.
The beta doesn't crash. That's fine. The problem was you.
Well, yeah, but if it loads a custom map up, that's got some weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't pretend to see the future.
But
Joe.
the problem was honestly the players who just decided to exploit it.
Well, I mean, I don't think we actually talked about this before, but this is how online games work. If it's a competitive online game and you can get any sort of advantage, people will take it 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Every single time. Every Call of Duty that comes out where one gun is slightly better than the rest, they will use nothing but that gun every single round. And they'll be bored to tears, but they will win. And that makes their little 10-year-old heads happy.
Oh,
Yeah, no. John was playing COD the other day, and I actually brought that point up with him because he was like, this...
He just uses the best gun.
He was playing Advanced Warfare, and, I honestly, I really like the game. I like the mechanics and everything of it. But
that game goes so fast, I can't even deal with it.
That's
it's too much.
why I like it. It's fast-paced. It's not slow.
It seems like Black Ops 3 is going to have a good balance. That's all I'm saying.
This kid can go, 40-3, right? And every time something happens, he goes, I fucking hate this game. This is the worst game I've ever played. I'm like,
oh my gosh, he's Mini Vinny.
I know. And I'm like, why are you still playing this game then? He's like, I'm bored.
Some good.
Yeah. It's like, you're so good. Why are you complaining about this game?
Once he starts losing, he'll just stop playing it.
He'll take his Xbox and throw it out the window.
He'll throw the actual garbage.
And the actual garbage.
We know someone who did that, Ryan.
That's not a joke?
No.
Yeah, he got so mad playing Call of Duty that he unplugged his Xbox and put it in a trash can and went to bed.
Did he then receive it?
He got it from the trash can later.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just a little trash can in his bedroom, so it wasn't really... So, Ryan, anytime you want to play Dota 2, hit us up.
I don't.
I feel like you might sometime. Or you might think that you want to. In which case, you should hit us up.
You really do.
No. I already have a game that's a chore.
And what game is that?
The World of Warcraft.
Uh-oh. Wait, right, Joe, we don't talk about that game.
Oh,
on this
okay.
podcast. Not anymore.
It's forbidden.
I might
a little bit.
I might make you talk about it later, or not.
Maybe. We'll see. Tell us about another game that you played this week, Ryan, that isn't WoW.
What? All right. Do you want to hear about a
Yes.
game?
That one.
Yeah.
That one.
This
We know.
one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, let's
Right.
hear it.
So I downloaded a game off the App Store this week.
Where did you get this game? Who told you to download this game? Where did this game come from?
Idle Thumbs.
Oh, okay.
Also, Max Temkin.
Oh, that midget?
Why don't you just pump the brakes there, pal? Jesus.
He's kind of short.
He's probably an average height.
I'm a not average height, so he's probably less tall than Taylor Swift.
Everybody's less tall than Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's like 6'1".
She's 5'11".
Either way.
So I'm taller than Taylor Swift.
Congratulations.
I am too. So,
but not by enough. I'm still uncomfortable. Still makes you uncomfortable. Ryan, continue.
No.
Okay, Max Temkin told you to play this game.
So I scrolled through my Twitter one day, and I just saw Max Temkin tweeting pictures of this MS Paint style app looking thing, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. What is this? And it has like little cats in it, and he's just like, I don't know what this is. Help me. And he just tweeted a link to the App Store page. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I want a thing full of cats. And so this game is entirely in Japanese. It's called Neko Atsume. If you want to fall down this rabbit hole with me, the easiest way to find it is to look up the creator, which is Hit Point Games, and it should pop right up.
Yeah, if you just put, you put Neko Atsume into the thing, it doesn't come up because I think it's Japanese only. Or not only, but...
I mean, it's in Japanese, so like you would actually have to search for the characters of that. Anyway, so it's this weird thing where when you boot it up, it's like this tutorial about like how to feed your cats and take pictures of your cats, but I can't read any of it. All in Japanese.
We think that's what it is.
Yes.
Can I get a clarification? So the game's actually called Neko Atsume Help Me?
Yes, that's what it's called.
No, I thought that was Ryan's. Is it really?
I thought that was a cry for help from you.
No, it is. Yeah, that's a cry for help. Please help me.
Yeah, that's because
Ryan
hasn't
come
been
here and
unable
help me
to stop playing Neko Atsume.
Yeah. So anyway, so the whole goal is to set up a really nice room for apparently stray cats to walk in and hang out in, and then you take pictures of them.
So you had to take pictures of them? That's like the point of the game?
Yes, it seems so. And I was playing this game, and the other day when I booted it up, it all went dark, and then I'm like, oh god, what's happening? All my cats are dead. And then this one little cat strolled across the screen, and he presented me with an hourglass. And so I sent a picture of that screen cap to our Japanese friend, and he read it to me, and he says, he gave you his treasure. This is the thing that he values the most, is what it says. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So apparently,
what is it? What was it?
I'll just send you guys this picture while I'm talking about it. It's an hourglass, and apparently when you take enough pictures and the cat shows up enough, they are like super good friends with you, and then they give you stuff.
Okay, is that Butt Cat?
I think that's Butt Cat.
Oh man, you love Butt Cat.
Yeah. Also, you can name your cats.
Did you name him Butt Cat?
I don't think that's Butthole. That might be Charlie.
Oh my
God. What does the hourglass do, though?
I don't know. It's just a thing that I have now.
It lets you go back in time to when the cats aren't all dead.
No, they're not all dead. It's just like you have to like remember to open the app and like put food in the bowl.
So they're like Tamagotchis.
Yeah, except they don't shit on the floor.
Except they have butts.
They have so many cute little cross buttholes, and it's adorable.
So you play a crazy cat lady.
They're not even like realistically. They're not even my cats.
You said they're strays.
I think
they
so
like
because
wander in.
Yeah, they just show up.
Whatever.
And then you take care of them forever.
No, they wander out again.
They wander out once they get bored. And so, apparently...
So, wait, you name them, though?
Yeah, you can name them.
So what happens once your favorite cat leaves you?
I don't know. They all seem to come back at some point.
Yeah, they come back.
Like, there's this one cat who wears a baseball hat, and he only shows up... he only shows up when you have a baseball out. And he's one of my favorites, so I always leave the baseball out. And then, This is such a dumb fucking game, and
This is so. Did you have to close the app for it to work?
What do you mean?
Like the cats only show up when you're not looking at them?
Yeah, I think that's true. They only show up when you're not actively looking at the screen, and I think that's to allow you to have time to take pictures of them, because they also won't leave when
If the screen's on?
they won't leave if the screen's on either, so you have time to like take pictures of them and be like, oh look, my cat's so cute.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I when you told me about this game, I downloaded it and I was like, I don't even know if this is a game.
No, this is a game because there's definitely progression.
Yeah, I know. You got to like you progressed into like your house or something.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to admit I spent $3.
He did. He spent real world money.
Jesus, dude.
I spent $3 to get a bigger house to have more cats in.
I thought it was
We had
for...
to-
Wait, wasn't it for the golden...
Yeah, I bought $3 worth of golden fish, which is what you needed to upgrade the house.
So the
Wow.
real world currency is converted to golden fish.
Yes.
And how do you get golden fish in this game?
Some cats will just bring them to you. So here's the thing. I don't understand how this part works. I don't understand why cats leave you fish, but they leave you fish, and some cats leave you golden fish, and I'm not sure why that is. It's very complicated.
Do you
But
say, like...
I
do you
just open the app, and then it's like, hey, you have fish. And I'm like, okay. And then I click all the fish. And then I buy stuff.
I think you get fish based on how many cats visit.
But, like, if you look, there's, like, a breakdown of, like, this cat brought you this many fish.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like how many times they left and came back.
This cat sat in this thing and gave you this many fish. And I think depending on, like, what time of day that cat shows up, he's more excited about, like, the thing he played with. Oh, my God, there's so many treasures. I just found the thing where the treasures are.
Ryan, you're crazy. Next time Ryan puts the words "help me" into a Google Doc, I'm going to know that he really really means he needs help. It's not just funny anecdote.
The fat piece of shit cat gave me a treasure too. I don't know what it is. It looks like a piece of wood.
Do they at least have descriptions so you can get...
They have descriptions, but they're in goddamn Japanese. So I don't.
Ryan can't read them moon runes.
I don't know. I don't know what that says. Yeah. I don't know. This is a dumb thing that I, for whatever reason, am compelled to open and feed the cats every day. Sometimes multiple times, depending on how much time I have. And I like to rearrange my toys. I feel like that makes a difference.
Does it really?
I don't know.
So you move my toys. You move the house or the cat house to the left side of the screen versus the right.
So sometimes I'll put, I have a sweet pyramid igloo.
It is pretty sweet.
It's pretty dope. And I'll move it around places so that it I can take pictures of cats in it in different places. I think that's the only reason you need to move the stuff is to be I want to take a picture of this cat on this thing in this part of the house.
So does it save all your pictures?
The ones of the cats are saved locally, but you can also save a picture of the background, which actually gets saved to the phone's camera roll. You can take a picture of your entire cat harem, if you will.
I won't. I will not.
I won't. Oh God, this I love the cats. Anyway, I gotta stop playing. I have a feeling I'm gonna stop playing this game this week because I've kind of gotten everything I wanted out of it. But I don't know. I had fun.
I don't know, man. You already spent $3 real world dollars. You better just go all in.
All right, so let me just go buy. Go buy the most fish.
I'm pretty sure they've accomplished what they wanted to do now as a game.
They got $3 out of me.
Yeah, they're if we can get $3 out of every player.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of those games don't really expect that people are going to pick the $100 option. They just want $3.
This game only has a $4 option.
That's the most expensive one?
Yep.
Oh, that's ethical.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I only wanted to get a bigger house. Other than that, I didn't feel a need to get golden fish.
So did you just want a bigger house so you could get more cats?
Yes.
It makes sense to me.
Okay.
The fucking A, right?
Hey, Ryan, are you done?
What?
Are you done?
Done what?
I want to talk about a game.
I wanted to be done weeks ago. When I first started playing this game.
I played a bunch of games this week. Like, right now, I can't decide what game I want to play, so I've been playing, like, 2 hours of, like, every game ever, trying to figure it out, and I still don't know. So, yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about, though? Like, when you want to get into a game and you don't know which one to get into?
That's been my story for, like, 3 weeks.
Well, especially if you have so many games to play.
Yeah, that's my problem. I own too many games. Even on Steam alone, I have 500.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a lot.
I can relate.
Hey, so I've been meaning to play Dragon Age Inquisition again, because I played it a little bit before. I was really worried picking that game up again. I was going to turn it on and just look at what I was doing and be like, what is any of this shit? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, really just be totally lost, because it's like kind of an immersive fantasy world with lots of quests and stuff to do. So I was like really concerned that I was going to have no idea what I was doing when I last left off. But I did pick it up pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that game's kind of cool. The combat leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not super actiony.
That's what I heard about that game.
It's not super actiony, but it's functional.
Did they bring it?
Fine.
Did they bring it back to its original roots, where you could like pause and assign other?
You can do that if you're playing. Well, you're playing on Xbox One. You can press the double window button, and then that will activate, like, they'll like pause time, and you can assign moves you want everyone to use, or you can just switch between any of the characters on the fly and play as them. You just like press up and down on the D-pad and just pick a different character to play as and play as them. And basically, you make your character and you pick you want to be a warrior, a rogue, or a wizard, and then there's 9 companions who will join you that are 3 of each class, and they each have a specialization, and then your main character gets to pick one of those 3 specializations. And so basically, every time I play a game for the first time, I just go with whatever I think is the most awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously, like, I'm just an awesome old wizard with a beard, and then I just try myself in my party with the people who I think are the coolest. Except for this one guy, Solas, who's an elf mage. He's like the first mage you get. I think he's kind of a loser. But I don't know. I keep him around.
No, okay, that's nice of you.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
malevolent.
it's that
You
kind
just
of
want to
game.
use them.
Yeah, well, because I put a bunch of skills in, and he's really good at casting barrier spells and stuff, which is really helpful for my team. And I'm pretty sure I could spec in the other ones like that, but I just like keeping him around. I don't know, even though he's like I don't like him. Well, that's the weird thing about the game, is that you form like connections, whether intentionally or unintentionally, with the people in your party, because that's like the point of the game.
Mm.
You learn about them, and they interact with each other.
You as a player form connections with them, or the
Well, you can't. There is a system of, you do something and your party member approves of that action or disapproves, and they can like you more, and that unlocks like quests for them. Or it's actually possible that if you just do so many like reprehensible things in their eyes, that they'll just leave.
So
okay.
there's an affection level type thing.
Yeah, it's just like it pops up in the corners being like, hey, that thing you just did, yeah, that person was cool with that. They like you a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But if you just continually do things that are just deplorable in someone's eyes, they'll just eventually just leave your party forever. Which is, I've yet to have that happen to me, because I'm moderate.
So you said there are 9 other whatever.
Yeah, 9
numbers?
companions.
Yeah, companions. Are they like the 3x3 model where you'd be like, I'm going to be good to this person, and one person's like, hey, that's awesome. And then someone else is like, I don't like that because I'm a dick.
It seems more complex than that. It seems like...
So you don't have, like, good neutral and...
I mean, like, chaotic neutral?
Yeah, you don't have that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was kind of born of it. Actually, you know what? There's probably more truth to that than I can concede, because I don't know a whole lot about that system.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's this one person who... She's a warrior, and she's a Templar, and her, like, subclass is Paladin. And she would probably represent, like, lawful good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's this guy he's a Grey Warden who have, like, in previous versions, like previous installments in the game, they were this big, like, justice keepers of the peace type of thing, and now they're kind of like, there's only a couple of them left, and they kind of stick together, but not really. They're kind of like split apart, and he would kind of be like lawful neutral, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It seems a little bit more gray than that. It'll be like if you do something like you bring someone to justice who, like, because you can also, as part of, you start the titular Inquisition in the game is you are this. Okay, let me start from the beginning real quick. Give you a quick summary of this game.
Yeah.
When the game begins. So the series is based. Now I'm starting before this game begins. What the? The story's a little bit deep, but I find it's not too hard to pick up.
Yeah. So a long time ago.
So in the previous installments of the story, it's like kind of like an overarching thing that there's this war between the Templars and the Mages, which is basically the Templars are a religious group of some kind, and the Mages are not. Like they believe in like the magic in the void, as opposed to like there being like a higher power that provides spiritual whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so the game begins with a summit, like a big summit. The first time they've come together and they're going to sit down and work it out, and you're there amongst everyone, and then the building that you're in just fucking explodes.
Yeah.
And the only survivor is you. And they're like, why? They're like, hey, you, why did you survive? You're like, I don't know. And you can kind of like make up, like you can like kind of say like, well, you gotta, because it's a BioWare game, so you get a dialogue wheel, and you can kind of say like why you survived, and like I don't know if that actually makes it true, but you know what I mean. So my character's a mage, so like. I was, some of the options at the very beginning of the game are like, hey, why'd you survive? And you're like, because God allowed me to live, or like, because I'm a fucking badass. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty all over the place. And so they figure out the best use for you is to try and figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. And you start the Inquisition, and you are given power. Like, you're not exactly like a government thing, but you're not exactly part of the Mages or the Templars. You're like another entity, and you're trying to figure out what happened and bring justice and peace to the world, kind of.
Okay.
It's like slightly political, I don't know. It's complicated. Long story short, like eventually you get this like castle, and you can judge people who commit crimes, and you can sentence them to a variety of things. So, like, if there was someone who's like, hey, this person's convicted of murdering or, like, betraying his military unit or whatever and killing everyone, and you're like, have him executed, then some members of your party would be like, yeah, fuck yeah, the Inquisitor, he's, like, executing people who do bad things. He's a cool guy. And some people will be like, that seems harsh, Inquisitor. Like, we should have mercy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, and like the one character who's this elvish archer, she's named Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
She does not like magic. So any decision that you make, because magic like frightens her. So any decision that you make that involves magic, she's not a big fan of. But she also is, like, silly? That's not the right word. I don't know.
Innocent?
No, she's really. I mean, she's kind of like she's very roguish, so like, and she thinks things are like funny that aren't, but she just doesn't like magic. It's weird. It's like certain people support other decisions, and certain people don't like.
Yeah, will disapprove of those same decisions.
Yeah, so I think it's more complicated than. And then there's also degrees of approval. So, like, people will greatly approve things or slightly approve things, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So it's a very complicated system, and I wasted way too much time talking about the system. But I think it's a big part of the way the game works is, like, the interplay between your companions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, like, there's obviously all sorts of romance options.
Oh,
and
do tell.
So it's really weird, because it's a BioWare game. So there's a lot of, like, same-sex shenanigans that this game can get into. Certain characters are identified... Like, certain companion characters are identified as, like, being only for same-sex couples. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
Some of them swing both ways. There's this guy who's named Iron Bull, who is, like, a gigantic... They call him Quinari. They're basically like a gigantic, giant man with horns.
Sweet.
And he's bisexual as hell, and like he's like apparently into like bondage or something. It's I don't know.
Get into
like
that much depth.
Apparently, but it's also like it's only if you actually pursue romantic options with him, you can totally just like be his bro. Or whatever. And that stuff doesn't come up unless you want it to come up.
That's good.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
not forced on you.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool that stuff exists, but it's just like, if you don't want to do that, then... I like the amount of choice you get in this game, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I just don't know if I ever want to go to a game to, like, I don't know. Like, the last thing I want from my RPG is, like, I don't know, relationship crafting.
Well, I wouldn't play the game for that reason. I mean, I played the game because I just heard it's like a cool fantasy world with like an interesting story.
Yeah.
And okay combat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, hey, I can like date ladies in this. That sounds kind of neat.
Do they
yes.
give you things if like you build a relationship up? They'd be like, oh, by the way, I found this legendary sword.
Not that I have seen, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and then so I'm going to leave talking about this game on this note. There was this one quest line I was doing for one of the people who's a potential romance option for me. She was like, "Hey, I need your help with my family, and it's a whole political thing." And she's like, "I need a favor from this person so that they will make this other person a duke, and then their family will help me out in some way or whatever, without without being too specific." And so I finally secure a meeting with this person who could make the other family a duke, and she's just like, okay, so there's two parts of the world. I can't remember what they're called, but one is based on England and one is based on France.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the French part, and everyone's crazy there, and they all wear like elegant garb, and she's wearing like a mask because France.
Right.
And she's just like, then why would I do business with you? And like, you're like, because you'll have all the power of the Inquisition, or like, I will give you a favor later, or it's like, because I'm a sexy as fuck beast. And like, literally, I completed that quest and earned a favor from her by betting her. And I was like, yeah, because you want a piece of this, old man wizard. And she's just like, oh, surely you can't be serious. And it's like, oh, I would never joke about this shit. And she's like, oh, well, in that case. And then like fades to black. And presumably I bang her. And then she's like, oh, that was so good. I'm going to give you the favor that you want. I'm like, okay, cool, great. Now that took a crazy turn. So there's what I'm getting at is there's a lot of ways to skin a cat in this game.
I guess that's kind of cool.
It's interesting. Like that dialogue wheel, although I'm pretty sure it all converges back at the same point.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to really... There's some big important decisions that you make, as with most BioWare games, but a lot of the decisions basically just all come back to the same thing,
then,
so you can just...
And then that one point is where it splits off again.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it goes forth from that point. And so you can, given that dialogue wheel, you can kind of choose what kind of character you want your character to be. Like, you want him to just be like a total jerk face, or however you want to do it. It's interesting. I mean, I know it's like not the first time that they've done that dialogue wheel before, but I think it's done very well in this game. There's a fucking shitload of dialogue. This must have been like the most expensive game ever to make, but it's a cool game.
Yeah, sounds
Ryan, don't you own it?
Probably.
I know I don't.
He doesn't even know if he owns it,
But-
dude.
Hey, it apparently is just getting released with EA Access.
I think it was already on EA Access.
Oh, that's right. Titanfall just got added to it.
Yep, that game's fun. Although the free EA Access is up now.
Yeah, but
It's too
I
bad.
think it's the dumbest thing ever.
It's pretty bad.
Well, I mean, if you, it's
No,
yeah. I
well-
mean, if you want to play a ton of sports games,
Well, no, so it's
You got
$60
that for
a
you.
year, right? Which sounds good. Every single game that is published by EA or whatever, it doesn't go to Access for at least 9 months to a year.
really?
Yeah. I mean, how long's Titanfall been out?
A while.
Oh yeah, but that's different. I think there's this whole Xbox exclusivity thing that they didn't want to have it released any other way. But I want to say Dragon Age Inquisition was available right away through that thing.
I think that was like one of the first games.
Maybe.
I looked it up, and Inquisition was released November of 2014, and it only made it to EA Access like last month, like a month ago. Q3 of 20.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Q3 of 2015.
Well, I know you. At the very least, you get access to betas for games like that, but maybe that's the extent of it.
But yeah,
All right, I've talked way too. Once again, I've talked way too long. All right, actually, Joe, did you play any other games this week?
yeah, I did. I played Race the Sun.
I played a little bit of that game too, just like a couple minutes.
Oh,
What do you think?
I actually really like it. I think it's interesting. Plus, I got it for what, like $2? So
Yeah, $2.
Steam
I have
sale.
I have it free from the PlayStation Network.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm playing it on PC. I mean, I can just connect my controller to it.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, no, I like the concept. I like the whole polygonal dodging.
For people who don't know, why don't you explain the concept?
So the concept,
Yeah, like Ryan.
yeah, okay. So the concept is you're kind of like a plane that doesn't fly. You're you hover just above the ground, and you're
It's F-Zero.
Yeah, and you're powered
Not
by
really.
the sun. So the sun's in the sky, and you go a constant rate, but there are power-ups you pick up. And it's just polygons, like I was mentioning, that is randomly generated. I don't know if randomly generated is the word, but
I don't think it is. I played a couple of rounds on the same level, and it was kind of looked the same.
yeah. Well, okay, so it also loops. You can never go too far left or too far right. But so they have different regions that you have to pass through. But there's different heights, and those heights cast shadows. There's also clouds in the sky, which block the sun out, too. And so when you go into those areas, you start losing power, and you start slowing down. Though I've never actually, failed because I lost too much power.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of plays like one of those auto runner type iPhone games where you get quests between runs and then you get power ups. Kind of.
They're power ups, but I wouldn't say it's like an auto runner. You don't get
Well,
quests. You get.
I saw quests.
No, you get. Hey, if you want to gain a level to unlock extra power, extra abilities or things like that, complete these challenges. But I wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess that's what I.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
And
wouldn't call
that's
it
what I'm saying.
like a free, like the runner games. Because you're not sticking to like 3 lanes, you know.
Well, no, I mean it's more like that auto runner style where they give you 3 objectives to complete, and when you complete one of them, they give you a new one.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
And you get some sort of something for completing the challenge.
Yeah, but you can.
That's what.
But yeah, like so far the power ups I've gotten are boost. Boost is the first one you get, and it's supposed to like extend how far, like you get closer to the sun essentially. Which doesn't do anything. Jump is fun because you can jump and then pick up a power up because they're pillars of light, and then you can jump again. Eventually, you unlock portals, and there's one. So, like, once you clear the first region, there's a single arch with a portal in it per following region, and you enter it, and you get like beamed to pretty much like a bonus level, because if you don't make the portal, you're probably gonna crash because they put them in like compromising positions.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those are fun and trippy. I've hit them before, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening. I played enough that I got another one that actually gives you a second life. Like, if you crash, it all of a sudden just puts you playing on the same level you're on and just shoots you out above where you crashed.
Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It sounds like something that I would need to play that game because it's kind of hard.
Nah, I've gotten to the 4th region where they start like shooting bombs and nuking you. Like the stages are falling apart, and when like bombs explode, it creates a dome of white, and if you drive through it, you get blinded for like 3 seconds.
And you have to start the first stage every time you die?
Yeah. It's the first, yeah.
But that always is frustrating for me.
But the thing is, every week, they do a new set. So I'd played this game at my cousin's house probably like a month ago or something. And the first region, second region, third region were all different than when I bought it and started playing it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what's up?
That sort of game frustrates me. That, like, you need to do well every time to get past, like, just like the high score run type of game.
Yeah.
And like you're mentioning, like you get to round 4 and you're getting blinded for 3 seconds and crashing, and it's like, okay, well, time to waste my time doing worlds 1 through 3 again until I get to the part that's actually hard.
I'm okay with that though, because you do have those challenges you got to complete.
Yeah, that's true. I do appreciate that kind of stuff because it gives you something else to work on when you're not scoring awesome high scores.
I ended up unlocking a new mode that's called Apocalypse, where the sun doesn't. I don't think the sun matters to power you, but it's like there's walls everywhere and the bombs are flying like crazy right away. So
yeah, I think I unlocked that one. I was playing at my friend's house.
Yeah, so I mean, I gotta play it more. It's actually really fun for me and John to switch off of because we're competitive. So, who can get farther? You know, suck it.
Yeah. Your game seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a lot of games during this Steam summer sale because I just went.
We noticed that. We remarked on that last week, I think.
Did you?
Joe went ham.
Well, I did this thing called under $5, and I said, all right, let's take a look. And I just went add.
And then as soon as the Steam sale ended, there were games that cost like 16 cents.
Oh, yeah. I think I ended up picking up a few games that were only like under 20 cents.
I got at least one.
At that point, you're just like, why not?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what I was saying. I played it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, fuck this game.
But you're like a cent a minute? Yeah, I can pay for that.
Yep, a cent a minute. That works for me. That works great.
Yeah, so...
All right, so Ryan, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna try and not get mad at you right away.
Oh, you gonna though?
Just please explain to us.
Oh, you're gonna get so
the
mad.
time that you spent playing Fire Emblem Awakening.
Okay, I'm gonna do it, but you're gonna get mad.
I know. I'm trying to
Wait, why? What did he do?
balance my chakras and like just maintain some sense of inner peace right now, but it's not gonna work.
So earlier in the week, I sent Nick a text message about Fire Emblem Awakening. I want to go find it so I can read it to the class. Oh god,
Probably shouldn't be that hard to find.
it was yesterday, right?
Yeah, yesterday morning, I think. I remember threatening to grump at you tomorrow.
I need to play Fire Emblem Awakening.
It's really good.
Okay,
Despite
so
anything that Ryan's about to tell you, it's really good.
No, I honestly,
Okay.
bought it like months ago too.
yeah. So I was like, "Oh, Crom took a wife," and no one told me. And then you told me how that kind of works, and then you told me about marrying things, and I'm like, I have too many characters for babies. And I had too many characters. They're all pretty good. This is the worst Fire Emblem ever, is what I said.
What?
Yeah.
It's like it's worse than Fire Emblem 1 on like the NES.
I mean,
The
I don't
one
know, I
that
haven't
didn't
played it.
even make it to America.
Exactly. Yes.
No, it made it to America as a shitty DS remake. That's the second worst Fire Emblem.
But you can't say you said. Oh, if you had said this is my least favorite Fire Emblem that I've ever played. Okay.
No, this is the
We
worst
can work with
Fire
that.
Emblem I've ever played.
Okay.
Wait, the GameCube.
We
ones
could
were
even
better?
work with that, but
Okay, so I have like 5 main complaints with this game.
okay, tell me.
Maybe 3.
I'll refute all of them.
Okay. The first glaring flaw is that casual mode exists. For those of you who don't know, casual mode is something that was added to Fire Emblem Awakening.
So don't use it.
No. Okay, so let me hold on.
Okay, I'm
Pump
sorry.
the brakes.
Yeah.
Pump
no,
the brakes.
explain it.
So casual mode is a mode where at the end of the battle, if someone in your party dies, they get revived. Now, Fire Emblem is a series that has been known to have permadeath,
Permadeath,
which is Nick's favorite feature in every game ever.
I wouldn't say it's his favorite feature in every game.
It's his
even the
favorite
games
feature.
that don't have it, it's my favorite.
It's his favorite
but
feature.
You don't even play games like XCOM, do you?
No,
They got permadeath.
that's why I don't play them.
Love permadeath.
Yeah, I'm with Joe. I love permadeath. Here's why. This game is
God.
tuned around people playing casual mode. It's too hard, is what I'm saying.
I don't believe you.
It's too hard.
So there's adjustable difficulty too.
I'm on normal
there's
right
easy,
now.
normal, hard, and then hardcore or casual.
It's no.
Wait,
it's
is hardcore like full on permadeath? You know,
That's
like
the
original?
normal. People don't come back to life. Yeah.
so that's just called. That's just. I think it's called. I think you can play normal, which is like normal difficulty with standard Fire Emblem rules.
Oh, okay.
Which is permadeath. Casual mode adds saving mid-battle, and your characters get revived at the end. And so, okay, so my main problems are, the only reason I'm making any headway is because I'm playing on casual mode. I throw all of my units against a hard thing. They all die. It doesn't matter. They come back to life. It's garbage.
Why are you playing casual
Don't
mode?
play it like that.
You have to, because there's too many characters that are all decent, and so there's no way to decide, well, who's good.
You handpick your favorite ones.
No, I don't do that. In a new Fire Emblem, I have to play with everyone so that I understand who is bad. But in this game, no one is bad.
No, you
Everybody's
have to-
just fine.
So just
You
pick.
have to make rash
I
judgments.
can't pick. I can't pick.
Why not?
I can't.
Oh my god! This game is bad because you can't pick.
Like
Yes.
you play the first Fire
It's
Emblem.
going against the mold of every Fire Emblem, where there's the green Cavalier and the red Cavalier. There's
you wanna-
the Pegasus
there's
Knight
shit that happens.
sucks in the-
Okay, Ryan, I have some wonderful news for you. Sacred Stones for the GBA just came out on the Virtual Console. If you want to play that goddamn game again, then just play that goddamn game again.
Okay,
That was a good game.
I will. I like that game a lot.
I think that game is hot trash.
Wait,
No, that
but
game is good.
Didn't that game also have the dungeon mode in it?
Yes. If I think we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, where you could like select, I want to go in this dungeon, and then like you just.
I think it did.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, it had like a world map with like enemies that spawned on it, and you could fight them.
And wasn't the
it was
dungeon
good.
mode? Was the dungeon mode like a casual mode? Because I don't think the players
No.
could die from it.
Joe, I don't know what dungeon mode is,
I swear there was.
and I've played a lot of Fire Emblems.
All right, so on to your second complaint.
Well, I'm still not done with my first complaint.
God damn it! You have so many complaints, and they're so extensive.
No, this is not a Fire Emblem game that was designed with any of the previous Fire Emblem games in mind. In that, like, none of like the tropes that I'm expecting are there, which maybe it's a good thing, but it's very frustrating when I'm expecting to do a certain series of events. And, like, they just hand me a second seal, which is the thing that lets you reclass a dude. And so I just reclass the fucking paladin, and then I use him, and it's all garbage.
What's wrong with that?
I'm supposed to have a paladin that I tuck away
Oh my god!
in the that I
You
just
can
don't
tuck
use.
him away. You didn't have to use the seal on him,
That's what it's for.
but you didn't have to use it on him.
But that's what it's for. They give you one. That's what it's for.
I can't believe my ears right now.
I
upset.
still feel like you should just make rash judgments and pick your favorites. Like
You didn't have to use it on
for
him.
Fire Emblem for me when I first started playing it, I made Urk,
You like
I
Pent.
made Urk a god, and you guys were
Urk,
like,
yeah.
you guys were like,
Like, guys, Urk's statistically bad. You're like, no, he's not. He fucking rules.
I'm like, he can't die.
No, I'm grouchy.
Right, so second complaint?
Okay, so there's going back to my other thing about there's too many units. Then they add babies into it, and that just makes more units that I don't need.
Sweet system.
Yeah, but doesn't that
No.
allow you to like maximize the like stats on characters?
Yeah, I'm like reading into it. I think you like pass
The
down skills
Yeah.
between parents and child, which lets you create really powerful characters.
So Ryan, I have a side question for this.
Okay.
Do you like making Pokemon babies?
No.
Okay.
I think it's garbage.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
well, I can completely understand why he hates making Fire Emblem babies.
It's way different. Fire Emblem Babies is way different because you get two people to get married, and then their future child comes from 15 years in the future through a time portal, and you have to save them, and they join your team, and it's fucking sweet.
No, it's fucking stupid. And I don't need any more people on my fucking team.
So, have you ever thought that maybe you have so many people because it's balanced to be played in normal mode, and some of them are going to die?
No, because you're no,
Yeah, but what
no,
happens when a
because you're not
parent
supposed to let
dies?
anyone
What
die.
happens if your parent?
You genuinely think that the people who made this game expect you to restart your game every time someone dies in a battle?
Yes.
Oh my god, yes. I read an article somewhere where the developers of
it's a good
this
source.
game had, I think it was on Kotaku. They
even
had a
better
T-shirt
source.
made. A T-shirt
Dude,
made.
if it's actually on Kotaku, that is so much worse.
Why?
We continue. Because it's Kotaku. Was it written for Patricia Hernandez?
I don't know, maybe. Anyway, all the developers of this game got T-shirts that in Japanese said "reset?" ? Fucking what was like yes, like I'm excited. Let's try again. Let's do good. That's like what?
At best, that's a joke.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, but Ryan. Well, I mean, for this Fire Emblem game, how did they do the random number generator?
I don't know.
Because there was no, I know.
I mean, like if you like it saves you for every turn.
Yeah.
So it's like you hit and you go to hit and you miss, and then you restart your game and you miss every single time.
Well, so yeah, because back in the day for the GBA ones, right? They have guides that were out there that told you when to hard reset or soft reset because you could play the random number generator in your favor.
Yeah, but I don't do that.
Frank, can we hear Reason 3 now?
This game is bad.
It's not bad. It's a good game.
It is bad.
It's a good game.
It's a bad Fire Emblem game. It's a shitty Fire Emblem game.
I think it's different than every other Fire Emblem
did you
game.
like the Fire Emblem game where there were werewolves?
That
Path of Radiance?
yeah, that was fine. It wasn't the best one, but it was fine.
So that one was fine, but this one sucks because...
This one sucks shit.
It was a good game.
I'm not saying it's a bad game that I'm like not having fun with, but it's a shitty Fire Emblem game.
Ryan, you spend a little bit too much time living in the past.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
You want every game to just be the same game again. You fear innovation.
So, okay, they did it with, like, 8 versions of Fire Emblem. Like, Fire Emblem 6 through, I don't know, 10 are all essentially the same game. And then they change it, and I got mad.
Are you able to name your children?
No.
No, they're predetermined.
Yeah, the children are linked to the mothers.
Oh, that's kind of sucks.
But the hair color will change based on the father?
I don't even think that's true.
I think it's true.
Okay.
Well,
so
you could make, like, Hector.
this is the thing about what Nintendo's doing. They're trying to get some broad appeal to all of their games. So I think this game is the first in a long line of games where they were trying to do that, and they put in casual mode so that it wouldn't scare away people who fear permadeath. And so for me personally, I stopped playing Fire Emblem games. I remember I was playing Sacred Stones one time. It was like my second playthrough. I'd already beaten the game, and like some dumb shit happened, and someone died, and I had to restart my game because that's how I played that game. And I said, well, I'm never playing Fire Emblem again.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't until Awakening came out, and I played Awakening, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good game.
Do you play casual mode?
Of course. I don't like to play games where I'm stressed out all the time. I get enough of that in my normal life. So I want to be able to enjoy my game.
So when you... Sorry, because I own the game, like I said, never played it yet. I was actually thinking yesterday I should start playing it. I might do that today anyways, just because I can watch Netflix and play it at the same time.
Yeah, solid choice.
But when you pick your casual mode versus normal, like, people can die, that's it. You can't take them... Like, if you pick people can die, you can't take them to a certain area where you could play, like, challenges or something where they...
There are some, like, random battles that you can do to, like, get some extra experience in.
Where...
But people are... If someone goes down in any battle, I'm pretty sure they're gone.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, so,
immediately.
They're never playable again under any circumstances.
Is that how the arena
besides
used
they're
to
in
work,
cutscenes.
too?
Say again?
The arena?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you died in the arena, you died in real life.
Yeah, I always avoided those.
The arena is high risk, high reward. You get some really good shit from arenas, if I recall properly. But
you get really good experience and lots of money.
Did they bring arenas back?
Okay, Ryan, so that was only complaint number 2.
No, his complaint number 3 was, it just sucks.
It's just not good.
He just didn't have him. Game. He doesn't have a 3.
So, here's what gives me hope.
Okay.
For the series.
Yes, please. Okay, great.
So with Fates, they're releasing 2 versions, and they're essentially splitting these two, the casual and the original modes, between them. So one version is like casual mode, and one version is normal mode.
That's kind of shitty.
No, I think that's great.
Is there anything?
Oh, so you're saying like the game is balanced different?
I'm hoping that the games are then balanced so that in the games with casual mode, it's maybe a little harder, like this game, like Awakening.
I remember talking to you about that. This was the one where they had the black box versus the white box, right?
Exactly. Yeah, well, I can't remember which is which.
okay, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I would like them, if they made that game again and they balanced one version, casual mode balanced the way they did Awakening so that I could play it, and they did the normal mode balanced like the old game so that you could play it.
Yep.
I fully support that. I think that's a great design idea for new and old fans alike.
Yep.
But they should just put that shit on the same cartridge.
Yeah, they should.
Because that's just that's some Pokemon-ass shit, releasing 2 versions.
I think it's even worse because I don't even think those 2 versions communicate.
But what's different
At
between
all.
the two?
So the
it's
storyline
just that.
is very different.
Oh, I thought you chose your storyline in the game, whichever game you were playing.
So this is the part where I'm really confused by all the treehouse footage that's been put out for this game. Because
I think I know what you're getting at here.
The lady was like, oh, so you make a really big, important story choice, blah, 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 blah. And then the Japanese things are like, oh, so if you play the black version, it's this storyline, and if you play white version, it's the other storyline. And so what I don't understand is if they're merging the 2 for America, or if they're 2 different ones, and this lady's retarded. Like, I don't know.
What I thought... Well, first of all, I know which lady you're talking about, and she may be retarded.
She's dumb, and I hate her.
She's kind of... Yeah, all right. I'm not passing any judgment on this lady. She seems like a nice lady.
I don't think she's that nice.
She's nice, for sure.
Well,
Okay, anyways.
What would you like?
The impression that I got from her presentation was she played the black version, and she picked the story where you... like stay with the family that you knew growing up.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Okay, now we're going to show you the white version, and I'm also going to pick the other story to show you more stuff." I got the impression that your version chooses casual versus normal, but then you just got to make the same story decision in either one.
Which would you prefer? If like the game gets released, would you prefer?
We got to have the choice.
No, but so would you prefer each game having their own path and the casual versus hardcore, like versus regular, be on each cartridge, or would you prefer same path, but I mean, like, you know, like same choices you can make for each game, but
You get to choose game mode?
yeah, you have to choose which game mode you want.
I'm only ever going to play casual mode, ever. So I would be completely fine with them giving me all the story choices and just handing me the bait. Like, this is the Fire Emblem If game that's for babies, and you can choose which story you want to do. I'd be totally okay with that, because I will never play normal mode in a Fire Emblem game again.
I'm with Nick, except I would only ever play normal mode, and
That's fine. But I want to be able to give them the story choice. Like, that just seems fair.
I have a feeling though that that's not the case, and I'm pretty sure that both of those things are tied to one version of the game or the other. So like, there's one storyline with casual, and there's another story mode with normal.
If that turns out to be the case, then I'm not sure if I'll buy that game.
Yeah.
Like, almost from just like a speaking with my wallet perspective.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just a really shitty thing to do.
I do too.
And I'm not obsessed enough with the game to need to play it, that I'd be like, I'll just miss this one and trying to show Nintendo that I'm a diehard fan, but I'm not going to buy their shit when they do garbage like this.
That T-shirt says "reset?" ? Bring it on.
I'm not sure if that's... No, I mean, like... I'm not sure that's what they're saying.
No, it's literally translated.
No, I know, but I'm not sure if what you're saying... You're saying that that's a T-shirt that's in support of restarting an entire mission every time a single person dies?
Yeah, it's this mindset of Fire Emblem players that it's just... Let me... Hold on.
Yeah, you can't have anyone die. Everyone must survive, even if you don't care about them.
The development staff made "Reset, Bring It On" T-shirts to reflect the reset quote mentality that comes with the Fire Emblem series, as players fear they've made a mistake and killed a character.
Well, if anything, that's just reflecting. That's like them making a joke about the players. That's not actually saying that they design their games that way.
I don't think you know Japan very well. That totally sounds like something they would do.
You know Japan very well.
No.
All right, well,
I
then
think
we're
you're
both
wrong.
on the same page here.
I also don't think you'd like Fire Emblem enough to understand how Fire Emblem players like to play Fire Emblem.
Oh, I'm saying that that is definitely, because I was a Fire Emblem player at one point. I restarted every single time someone died.
Yeah, that's...
But I'm just saying that I'm not sure that T-shirt confirms that the developers design them to be restarted every time because it's just a silly T-shirt.
I'm pretty sure the developers wanted you to restart every time because people dying is bad.
That sounds like the worst game ever. Like a game that's invented to waste your time.
Like
that's not
like if a player dies, the game just crashes and you lose your save data and you have to start over.
They should make every character a lord, and then if they die, it's game over and it kicks you back to the beginning of the thing. If that's how they wanted you to play the game. I think they give you enough characters in those games that you should be okay with one or two of them dying.
No.
I mean, but they leave that in so that the player has a little bit of choice, is what I'm saying. If they really just wanted you to restart every time, they would just make everyone a lord, and when they died, it would be game over.
No, that's not true at all.
Yes.
Because then it takes the decision out of your hands.
Right, so they're giving you a decision, which is to let them die. So it means that they're developing it with a decision in mind, and they're allowing you to play either way.
It's speaking more on the players like themselves. They've become so ingrained.
It's a meme.
They've become so many.
It's like Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
Hashtag building the list. Basically, it's a meme that you restart every time, so they make these T-shirts. They're just like, oh, look at us. Oh, the games we develop, people restart every time someone dies.
Wasn't Shenmue 3 looking for like $10 million?
They want $10 million, but I think that's because it increases the amount of money that Sony and Sega are going to give them.
Oh, it's like Sony and Sega are a match?
Not a match, but if they go like, hey, you strummed up this much money in support, then you get to make this much. We'll give you this much more money to finish making it. Ryan, was that all 5 of them?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Oh, I think Fire Emblem Awakening is a fun game.
Wait,
and it looks really good for a 3DS game too.
Yeah, we briefly mentioned Fates, right?
Yeah.
I do have a question about the Phoenix mode.
Oh yeah, it's
even
even worse. Casual mode.
Even I think this is trash.
Is that just like when a player dies in the during
when
battle, they just instantly come back?
When a character dies, they respawn next turn.
That's awful.
That is literally
awful.
Well, that's like the that's like the mode that's just like for people who want to just watch the story, which I think that should exist.
That's like, hey, here's my 8-year-old cousin who wants to play a video game. You just give it to him. You're like, yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have no problem with accessibility because I don't have to play Phoenix mode. Never will someone who made that game hold a gun to my head and say pick Phoenix mode or I'll blow your brains out.
They're like
it
make all your characters die.
It detracts nothing from me to play.
It does though.
That thing exists.
No, it does though.
Why?
Because if features like that exist, then they have the ability to design encounters around the fact that you might have this.
Where they'll make like an enemy so hard.
It could happen.
Because you know that the players can just keep bringing people back.
It's the same problem I have with the casual mode in this. It's just like, well, it's in here, so they've designed encounters that are clearly too hard for the current mode that you're in, but it doesn't matter because it's casual mode, so just throw everything at it and they'll come back. It's fine.
Listen, dude, I played casual mode in Fire Emblem Awakening, and maybe like 3 of my guys died ever.
Yeah, but casual mode in Awakening is different because if everyone dies, you still lose the...
yeah.
Only if Chrom or Robin die.
Or Lucina.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
only if the lords die.
You can literally have everyone else die, and then it doesn't matter. Just to get a little bit more damage in, and that'll probably be enough to clear.
Also, they won't get the experience. It'll just be full experience for...
I think... So,
another problem.
Although I was playing in casual mode, I never just threw dead bodies at my opponents. I still played it like they could potentially die. And I never found the need to just throw dead bodies at people. I got through.
Yeah, you're in the mentality like, I'll play it normally, but if a character dies, I don't have to replay the entire encounter.
Right, and since Ryan is so used to playing in normal mode, I don't know why he didn't do the same thing. Like
because I'm convinced all the encounters are designed differently. This doesn't feel like Fire Emblem difficulty on any level.
Well, probably hardcore.
So that's what. So you just But I don't know why you switch this. You flip this switch to just say, I'm just gonna just go all in on casual mode and take advantage of the fact that my guys come back to life.
Because I just wanted to try it.
Yeah, but I played casual mode and I played it like I was playing normal mode. And then if someone died because of like RNG, I didn't have to like kill myself in real life like I want to when I play a normal game.
I don't know. I'm not convinced that so every time I've tried to play normal mode, I get 5 chapters in, I can't beat that chapter, and then I just quit because it's too hard, even on easy.
Maybe you need to get good.
Well, fuck that. No, no.
You probably have to grind.
There's no grinding.
Yeah, there is just random encounters on the map. You can go and kill a bunch of random guys.
No, there aren't. There's a bunch of fucking DLC bullshit.
No, there's like
a spot. Maybe you just have casual mode.
It's fucking garbage.
Maybe you haven't gotten far enough, but
I'm on chapter 13.
Okay, well,
I've seen like 2 red guys pop on the map ever.
I had no shortage of those guys showing up. I think you might have just had to do something to get them to show up. Like,
well fuck this game.
Go into a shop or something. I don't know.
Fuck, I shop all the time. This game's garbage.
I think that game is good and it's fun.
Well, I think it sucks.
All right.
So
is Fates gonna bring back children?
Probably.
Because
it's also gonna bring back gay parents.
Yeah, because they're gonna bring back. You can now gay marry in Fates. So, like, do you no longer have children? You just adopt?
I don't know if they're actually going to bring, because the whole point of those children in Awakening was like they came through time and crazy shit like that. So I don't know if they're going to keep that stuff in Fates, because that was very fantastical.
Yeah, but they're at least bringing back marriage.
Yeah, but that's just when people fight beside each other, they get like a certain rank.
Yeah, the affinity.
Yeah, and that helps them in battle. And then if they get to S and they're opposite genders, they can marry.
And I'm still not convinced that's even possible for Chapter 11.
It is possible.
No,
it's possible.
No, there's no way.
Holy fuck, Ryan! It's possible.
There's no way. Most of my characters weren't even in any kind of relationship, let alone a C. There's no way anybody...
If you're focusing very strongly on making it happen and you're doing some of those random encounters, I'm sure it's possible.
The random encounters that don't exist.
They exist. I did a ton of them. I played this game for like 40 hours.
How many hours did you play, Ryan?
I don't know, 9, I think.
By the way, does anyone want to guess what Metacritic score Fire Emblem Awakening has?
I don't give a shit what
83?
Metacritic says.
Higher.
87?
Higher.
94?
92.
92.
Again, don't give a shit what Metacritic says. Metacritic isn't a long-time Fire Emblem fan.
Well, I also don't...
all the critic reviews are positive, and there's 72 of them, so I bet one of them had played a Fire Emblem game before.
Still don't care.
I'm just saying, it's a good game.
All right, I'm done talking about Fire Emblem.
All right, so
I'm not.
Have you played any other games this week?
I played a game called Let's Take a Break.
Yeah, let's take a break. That's a good game. I got it on Steam sale for like $5. It's pretty good.
Oh, hey guys, we're at an office job building thing where we sit at our desks and do nothing with our lives. It's Monday morning. I'm so tired. I was up so late last night getting wasted. I'm still wasted.
Hey, you know what's good for that? Sitting in the sun.
That sounds terrible. It's like it's the middle of July. It's like super hot.
No, it's good for your body.
Like puke.
No, okay. How about I heard if you rub peanut butter on your hands, it's supposed to draw all the toxins.
I already tried that.
You already did that.
Yeah,
huh?
I did that like twice. It didn't work. I even used Nutella the third time just to be sure I didn't need to use some other kind of nut spread.
Oh Jesus! What? Okay, I heard if you inject syringes of green tea into your eyeballs, that's supposed to
I heard that too, but I used my last syringe last night, injecting alcohol directly into my bloodstream.
Oh, that's really smart. That's really smart.
Yeah, like I said, dude, so wasted.
Oh,
so
man.
wasted.
Have you thought about trying Red Bull?
Nah, that sounds crazy. I never heard of that. What is
You've
that?
never heard of Red Bull?
What is it? Does it have taurine?
Yeah, and it's got
Oh, I love taurine.
yeah, no caffeine, but pure.
None at all?
No, just pure vitamin B. Get yourself some taurine.
Heard vitamins B is good for you, probably.
Yeah.
I think maybe I will have a Red Bull. Do you have a Red Bull I can drink?
Wait, I heard they make that out of batteries.
Yeah, what?
Red Bull gets you on acid.
Are you saying that Red Bull is acid?
No, battery acid.
Oh, the bad kind of acid. Shit.
Yeah, shit. Oh,
I'll
wow.
still probably drink it. I'm really wasted.
He's really wasted. Drink Red Bull. It's good for when you're wasted.
Oh, yeah. I feel so much better. I'm ready. I'm ready to go to my standing desk and do nothing all day.
Standing desk.
Standing desk for people who drink Red Bull. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you about... Oh, we're back. We're back, by the way. I'm going to tell you about a game that I played. I'm going to keep it quick because, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of video games this week, and we got talks about it. I'm going to give a very short game an appropriate amount of time being talked about.
How long?
This game can be beaten in under 2 hours.
Okay, so you have 2 hours.
Serious? Wow.
So Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is basically a pre-game. It's a prologue to a larger game. Konami's Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain that's coming out next year?
No,
this year?
It's coming out September or sometime this year.
Oh.
So you got a
Cool.
little teaser.
Yeah, it shows you. It's like, hey, this is how the game's going to play, and it plays well. And here's like how the interface might look, and here's a little prologue. Ryan, I know you said you didn't play Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, even though you really like Metal Gear Solid.
True.
Did you play Peace Walker?
No, actually.
Because I think this takes place after Peace Walker.
It does.
And before Phantom Pain. So, the last Metal Gear Solid game I played was... Well, I beat 2, and I played part of 3. Long story short, I have no idea what the fuck is happening in this game. There are some people who are imprisoned in some sort of prison compound, and I need to save them? Or military base, I need to save them? And they're names that I'm familiar with. Chico and Paz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but like the ending of this game is bananas. So it basically just puts you on the outside of this military compound, and they say, hey, go rescue these people. And they tell you exactly where Chico is, but then you have to figure out where Paz is.
Yeah.
You have to piece it together from some like audio information and things like that, and that's kind of cool. But the gameplay is solid for sure. You sneak around, and then you can mark people with your binoculars, and you can kind of see where your marked people are on your map. But you don't have a mini map, but you have a map. But time doesn't stop when you're looking at your map.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of an interesting balance. You can't just be looking at it while walking around necessarily, but it's kind of always available.
You can, but you might walk right into someone.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to do that. I mean, but the option exists, and I like it when Metal Gear Solid games have maps. So the game is very playable. It's also, when you get detected, it activates this thing called reflex mode, where time slows down, and you can... It's not bullet time. Time just slows down. So Snake is also acting slower, which is a little bit weird. So, like, if you fire... You have, like, a tranq pistol and an assault rifle that also has a silencer on it. And so, like, if you get detected, you have time to, like, pull out your tranq pistol, but you literally only have enough time to fire, like, 2 shots, because you're slowed down, too. So you're like, boom. Boom. Like, that's all the time you get. So, like, it's really easy to not get detected, because if you get alerted, like, a guard is alerted to your presence, you can just tranq him in the face, and he won't sound the alarm.
That's good.
Yeah, and you have plenty of time to aim.
Yes, you do. That's the thing. You have plenty of time to aim. Although the aiming reticle for the pistol is not necessarily super effective. It has like 3 lines where they look like they'll intersect is where you'll basically hit. I didn't have any trouble really from like less than 50 feet away scoring headshots, which puts them to sleep right away. Also, you can CQC people. You can extort information, and they'll tell you like clues about where your objective is or where you can find some C4 or some ammo or something. And then you can just like slam their ass on the ground or like choke them out, and then they're like unconscious. And so you don't obviously like other Metal Gear Solid games. You don't have to kill anybody. You can trank everybody, or you can just knock them out, which I think is really cool. Or you can just kill them because fuck it. And so when you first load up the game, you can only play one mission, which is the main mission. After you beat it, which takes, if you're really just like dicking around, it might take 2 hours, but it's really honestly more like 1.
Right.
Especially if you've ever played a Metal Gear Solid game before. And then they unlock a bunch of side missions for you to do, which I only ever played one side mission. It takes place in the same base, but instead of having to extract anyone, the mission I played was you had to go kill these 2 guys who were like renegade former Black Ops guys or something. Which is, like I said, same map. So when I first heard about this game, I thought people said it was an open world.
I think it's an open world that's like very, very tiny.
Open in the base.
Right? So the base you're in is very open. You can do pretty much whatever you want in it. You can get into cars and drive around, but like you basically you instance into a mission. It's not like you go to the open world and talk to someone and they say, "All right, this is the mission," and then they like rearrange all the dudes in that area and then the mission begins.
So like infamous open world. You can explore, but then you have your markers where you go, and then you activate the mission, and then...
No, there are no markers, is what I'm saying. So it's not an open world like I know it. It's just the gameplay is open world-like once you select your mission. Because you get a menu, and you just say which mission you want to do, and then they put you in that world, and then you can kind of do whatever you want, but still the mission objective is always looming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bit weird. I thought I heard someone say it was an open world game, but I might have been mistaken. It's just a big area.
Sounds like they were very liberal with open world.
It's a very loose interpretation. It wasn't like Shadow of Mordor or something, that's what I think of when I think of an open world game for some reason. So you beat the first mission in like an hour to 2 hours, and then you see like the ending cutscene, and it's bananas, and I have no idea what's going on. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm playing a Metal Gear Solid game. I forgot. And
I might know what's going on, but I haven't played Peace Walker, and there's also another game after Peace Walker, I think.
I think you're right.
In that same timeline. So yeah,
it wasn't
fucking
like Peace Walker was PSP, right?
Yes.
Wasn't there was some game that was Peace Walker 2 or something that was on the Vita? Or maybe it just got a port. I think it was Metal Gear Acid 2. I think Metal Gear Acid 2 takes place after Peace Walker. Actually,
I think Acid comes before Peace Walker.
I think the Acid games are actually in that timeline, though.
They are, yeah.
For real.
They matter. So
it's just like... It's crazy. I think it directly goes into the Phantom Pain. Like, they don't, like, retcon what happens in Ground Zeroes, which is kind of crazy because someone dies. And I'm like, I didn't expect that person to be dead for Phantom Pains.
So, like, the opening of Phantom Pains might be the end of where Ground Zeroes left off?
Possibly. Let's say, we can never know what Kojima's thinking. He might just say, fuck it, we expect everyone to play it, or fuck it, we're going to retcon that because I feel like it. I don't actually know. Yeah. But it's crazy, and Ryan, I know you own it. I would encourage you to go play it.
I may.
Because it won't take you very long, and it's a fun game. I like sneaking around playing as... Oh, and by the way, Kiefer Sutherland is Snake. Fine. He's great. He doesn't talk a whole lot. It works, though.
I'm upset.
I know, but don't be upset.
Wait, why would you be upset by that?
Because
he's not fucking David Hayter.
David Hayter is now.
David Hayter is a great Snake. I will not deny that. But Kiefer Sutherland's a pretty good Snake.
I'm secretly hoping there's a weird bait and switch where you you start the game off as like Big Boss, and then
I'm still convinced that Solid Snake is going to appear in the game. Like they're going to go forward enough in time that Solid Snake is born, and he's going to be David Hayter.
Yeah,
that's like.
I'm trying to figure out when Snake was
dream.
born.
They can just, unless they explicitly said it sooner, like earlier, they can just change it and say, fuck it.
No, it's definitely established. Like, that's nothing in the Metal Gear things, in like the Metal Gear lore is like, what's the word?
Up in the air. Like they leave nothing to interpretation. They spell it all out.
Exactly.
Well, they could just, whatever year it is, they can just say, and then like, Naked Snake, or the boss, he just waited this many years, and now Solid Snake is here. Like, they can just do whatever they want.
He was born in 1972.
Or just be like,
20 years later.
Naked Snake, look, we invented a time portal, and we're going to pull Solid Snake through it. Who fucking even cares anymore? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's no time portals.
They could just
That's
say,
not
"Hey,
a shit that happens."
They could say technology invented time portals. Technology invented like nanobots.
Invented time portals.
Yeah, well, they invented like nanobots and cyber ninja guys and stuff. They can just be like, "Hey, technology! Look what technology has wrought. A time portal. Here's Solid Snake, played by David Hayter, because that's what Kojima felt like doing, and he can just do it's his universe. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and like invent whatever bullshit he can." Also, I don't think there's codec conversations.
Yeah, because they couldn't get Kiefer Sutherland to like pay for codec conversations, which also, fuck that. Why'd they get him if they're not going to do any fucking Metal Gear
I don't
work?
miss codec conversations. They have like cassettes you can listen to now because technology. Dude, just give it a shot, all right? No, I know this is the theme of this podcast is Ryan's inability to change,
right?
But give it a shot.
Ryan had changed before.
Half the fun of Metal Gear is you calling the codec every 5 seconds to get everybody's opinion. Fun. It's so fucking fun.
That's not fun.
You don't like Metal Gear.
No.
You don't like Metal Gear.
The codex was like essentially the same thing.
Get out of here.
As like the Tales games when you had the little
fuck skits.
Yeah,
except skips that shit.
Except the fucking codec conversations are actually good and funny.
There are some good codec. I remember some codec conversations at the beginning of MGS3 that were legitimately good, but I didn't.
More often than not,
I don't know. I never thought like this is the point of this game. Like this is why I'm playing this game is to listen to these codec conversations. But they were cool. I liked them, and I may miss them, but I think the game can survive without them at the same time.
I hope this game time skips to like 1992, and you just play a Solid Snake.
What year does it take place in? It's like the 80s. So
1984. Snake was 14 in 1984.
What does it? I thought he aged quickly.
I don't know what that deal is.
Yeah, so Kojima would just be like, yeah, he ages quickly. Here he is, if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could. Actually, you're right. Yeah. Oh no, never mind.
Or they could just say, hey, 2 years later, like 8 years later, if they want to put him in there, they will.
Basically, his accelerated aging started after Metal Gear Solid 2.
Why? Never mind. No, don't.
I'm not going to get into it, but that's not an option, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm totally lost.
So they could just skip 8 years. That's fine if they wanted to. They could do whatever they wanted.
I would let them because I don't think playing as Big Boss is very cool.
It's kind of pudgy. That's my main complaint about Metal Gear Solid 3. Is he's
Big Boss is kind of fat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
Big Boss is kind of fat.
He's more physically fit than I am, but he's a little bit pudgy.
It's the 80s.
Okay, yeah, it was a different time, man. He's a product of his era. Hey, let's talk about some news.
Yes, let's.
I'm going to get some of these little things out of the way. Ryan doesn't like talking about the news, so I'm glad Joe's here.
The news would probably be my favorite part.
This is why we brought Joe on as our senior news correspondent.
Hey.
This is Joe.
No, you're the senior news editor. The correspondent's just the guy in the field.
Oh, you right.
You're
I get these little things out of the way.
You're the Jon Stewart to Joe's John Oliver.
Joe has his own show on a a potentially more
Premium.
successful show on
like
a premium network.
the 2008 John Oliver.
He's Asif Manvi.
Okay, he's Asif.
Okay, yeah,
Asif
I can see that.
Mandvi.
All right, yeah. Joe's like, oh yeah,
I
cool
gotta-
with that. Oh, Asif Manvi.
Yeah, I gotta build myself up to that John Oliver.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the little things first. We got 2 big stories this week. The little story, little anecdote. The Rock is going to be starring in a new movie directed by the guy who made San Andreas, which is a movie that is coming out really soon.
No, it's already out.
If not, it's already out.
Already out.
Oh, it's not the GTA movie? Okay.
No, he's going to be starring in a film adaptation of the game Rampage.
Like the monster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I
Oh.
when I read that, I didn't believe you.
I didn't believe me when I saw it either.
Okay.
I can find more information
Well,
of it online.
because at
but
first I thought-
that's what I read.
I was like, is he gonna be hunting the monsters?
I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like Doom, the movie that The Rock was also in. I'm sorry, Dwayne Johnson. I'm sorry, not The Rock. And it's going to be like, I can only imagine that he's going to be like the cop that he plays.
He's gonna be a
in like the
military-
Fast and the Furious,
military
and just be
type.
like, we gotta stop Izzy, Lizzie, and whatever. It's like, oh, they're destroying the city. I'm The Rock, like really handsome and buff.
Well, 'cause
I'm wearing a suit.
I have no idea how they're gonna do this movie because, also, if you recall, these monsters aren't always monsters.
No, they turn into people
turn in-
when they like die.
Yeah, and then you can eat them.
Are you serious?
If they if they died or like they get into, I don't know, water or something,
And then they fall like 15 stories as people, and they survive and start running
and
away,
then your friends
other
pick
people
you
can
up
eat
and
them.
eat them.
What? I've
And then
never
you just
played
come back as a
Rampage, so I
monster.
don't know.
Rampage
is like a dumb fucking game.
Rampage
It's
was
fun.
the first 3-player game.
Yeah, you can play it. It's like an arcade thing. It's a fun
You
game.
could only play as
So-
3 players though.
We will see what this movie turns out to be, or if it even really happens. It sounds like it's so early
It's
on
gonna be like
that
the Assassin's
nothing has
Creed
happened
movie
yet,
or the WoW movie. It's like,
or Bioshock movie. The WoW. Wait, okay. First of all, Joe,
Yeah.
it's not a WoW movie. It's a Warcraft movie.
okay.
Yes. It's,
And that movie is happening. It's coming out next year.
So
they
is
might
it
not
in
have
like
based it.
post-production right now?
yes.
Okay. Because
There's a
They've-
lot
they've
of
filmed all the
CGI
principal.
works.
Yeah.
until
Well, it's-
until I
it's
see
not
like
CGI, it's like-
trailers or like actual footage of things going on, half
They had one trailer at Comic-Con last year, and I think they had another one at BlizzCon, but they haven't put either of them on the internet.
okay. Because like
That's
as
weird.
far as I can tell, the way these video games movies work is they talk about them, they get in the news, and then nothing comes of them.
Typically,
What was
sure.
the last video game
Like-
movie you saw?
like-
Prince of Persia?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if I actually saw that movie.
I saw that. It was pretty bad.
I heard it's not good.
Yeah.
There's also an ostrich race in there, and I'm like, I played a lot of Prince of Persia games. I don't remember any ostriches.
No, I remember there was that one chariot race where you were running for your life.
I wish they had literally just made the Sands of Time into a movie because the story in that game is so dope that the entire story is just a retelling of events,
Yeah.
and then the final boss takes place like
Yeah, no.
after the story's done being
It
told.
was too weird because they pulled it together like it's the Sands of Time meets
The Two Thrones.
Two Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they didn't have an easy task. Okay, video game movies. Remember that game Evolve?
Yeah.
They are getting a second season pass,
But nobody plays that game, Nick.
because fuck you. That's
Yeah.
why.
So, how did that game do in ratings?
I think it was accepted well. Ryan. I don't want to trigger you. I'm going to Metacritic again.
That's a
Well,
trigger.
I'm just wondering because like there was talk about it up until release, and there was the whole beta, and people were like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty
I
good."
wouldn't say people liked it.
Yeah.
Ooh. I thought it was like an 80 something. It's got a 76, 77.
Yeah, but that's
So-
the thing. It's like I didn't hear anything after the game released.
Yeah, people don't really play it, so I can only imagine that who published this game? 2K? So 2K probably had this idea of, like, we're going to have this much content released after launch, and then, like, Turtle Rock was like, hey, 2K, nobody plays this game anymore. They're like, I don't care. We have this plan to release this much content. We're going to fucking release it.
Just release it under the first season pass, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know who's really going to buy the second season pass. This does not bode well for them.
Well, because the season pass, as far as I'm aware, the first season pass was only skins for monsters and a new set of classes for
which are just permutations of the 4 existing classes.
Yeah, it's just a different character with different abilities or weapons.
Yeah, which is good. They didn't sell maps, which is commendable. I applaud them for that, because that divides your player base in a way that's stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
But if the second season passes, another set of monster skins and another set of player classes, who wants to spend like $15-20 on that?
It's probably more. Is the season pass? Well, the thing is, the genius thing is that you don't have to. You don't have to feel compelled to buy this stuff unless you want it. So that's kind of genius for them, but I don't know why they're trying to release more content for a game that, as far as I know, not very many people play.
Yeah, they should have spent more time on a different game.
Yeah, probably. Like a new game. Or like Evolve 2 that's probably in the works right now. If we're all being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, they should really learn when to not make a sequel of a game.
Nope, no one's figured that out yet. No one.
No one ever.
So you want some exciting news about retro games, Ryan?
I know what you're gonna say. And
GameStop is selling retro games now.
It's not exciting. It's terrible.
It's kind of exciting.
Wait,
are they selling?
It's terrible.
Are they selling physical cartridges again?
Yes, on the website.
Oh, so they're back to who they purchased in the very beginning.
Yep, they're Funko Land.
Funko Land.
Yeah, and so the price is based 110% on how much you want that game.
Yeah.
So if you want Chrono Trigger, if you want Chrono Cross, that game's like $13 or $14.
Yep.
If you want Final Fantasy Anthology for the PS1, that's like $15. If you want Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo, that costs $80.
Yeah.
So are they
you
going on
how
like
much
eBay prices?
They're more than eBay prices. Yeah.
Well,
sometimes.
Yeah, at GameStop.
I mean, a lot of these games are like $10.
Well, yeah, because a lot of them are not really, that big a deal. There's most Chrono Trigger cartridges are anywhere between $65 and $110, depending on how good they look.
As far as I'm concerned, this is like another outlet, like another way to get games. So you would look at this and you'd say like, oh man, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, $39.99? I don't know. And you go to eBay and see if it's any less there, and you might not find a deal, and so you just get,
I would never
on
buy a cart from GameStop.
Yeah,
without
GameStop
looking
Retro
at it.
Games when you can't find it on eBay.
Like, if it doesn't have like a really good label, and like it's not like all colored, the color of the plastic isn't like all degraded and shit.
Okay, we're gonna play. Okay,
So you said it's
I understand what you're saying. I wonder if they have some sort of
rating.
like return policy regarding
maybe.
that sort
Well,
of stuff.
might.
They must
You
have
said
something.
it's online
We're gonna,
only, right?
yeah,
So
because there's no room in the stores for that stuff.
yeah, I know, but you can't. But so are they showing pictures of everything?
No,
No, it's just like it looks like a generic picture.
it's a generic. They got the best copies in the warehouse, and that's
So
it.
you actually have
And then they
no idea what the quality of what you're.
That's exactly why I won't buy a card from them.
Like at least eBay, the person takes a picture of the front, the back, the box.
Yeah, exactly. They'll show me how fucked up it is.
This pre-owned product has been carefully tested and is guaranteed to work. If you are not completely satisfied, simply return the product within 7 days for your money back.
Okay.
Product may not include original box instruction manual. Item pictured may not be exact item received.
Yeah, so they're saying
Well, they're
you're
covering
probably
the
going to get a
bases.
jacked up label, and half the Super NES carts are going to be yellow.
They're just putting like ROMs.
Well, first
they're
of
just
all,
putting ROMs onto cartridges and then sending them out.
Well, Ryan, don't you de-yellow your carts?
No, I
You just
usually
clean the contacts.
I usually clean the contacts. Yeah.
So I feel like if you really wanted a retro game, a Super Nintendo game, and you couldn't find it on eBay or whatever, or they had the best price at GameStop, you could buy it. If it's super yellow, just send it back.
I mean
That's just a hassle.
the yellow part I'm not that worried about. It's usually the label that I care about.
You print a new one.
A lot of times they're not uploaded. Like I can go to the Cover Project and they have some, but it's not universal. It's not as
So we're gonna play a quick game,
okay.
and it's gonna be guess the price.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm pretty good at this. Let's go.
Guess the GameStop price.
Okay.
So how much do you think Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island costs?
$30.
Yeah, I was gonna say 35.
35.
Oh,
Joe
nice.
wins.
Oh, shit.
How about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time?
Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
$70.
$80.
$50.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh, you went high on that. You know what's up.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 3 for the Super Nintendo.
$2.
No, that's probably like 40.
No, let's go with 15.
13.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, nobody cares about the game apparently.
Well, wait, is it Ultimate Edition?
This says Mortal Kombat 3.
Okay, because there's two different kinds. There's Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate Edition.
And NBA Jam Tournament Edition for the Super Nintendo.
$25.
I don't know. Let's go 15 again.
Dude, damn, Ryan, it's 13. You're good at this.
Yeah, I know.
How about let me find another one. Final Fantasy 2 for the Super Nintendo, which apparently came out on the Super Nintendo.
It did, yeah.
Oh wait, is that?
That's Final Fantasy 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How much do you think that cost?
About $350.
$40.
$40.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Nice.
sorry. Crunchyroll costs $90.
Yeah,
I'm
not
stupid.
God.
Not
You go
not
Super
not
Mario
surprised.
RPG.
45.
50.
50.
Yeah.
Joe's just like, Ryan's been pretty close to being right. I'm just gonna guess $5 in either direction. All right, let's go real quick to. You guys want to do PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, Genesis?
The only other category I even have a shot in is NES games.
I don't care.
PlayStation 1.
Oh,
That's
Christ.
Yeah,
Okay.
system I never owned. Okay.
Final Fantasy 7.
I don't know, $25. Wait, what color's the label?
It looks like the greatest hits.
25.
I don't know. 40?
30.
30?
How about Final Fantasy 9, not greatest hits?
$20.
$13?
Joe, you're cheating. Joe's cheating. Joe, cut the shit. You're
I'm
cheating.
not cheating.
cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Joe's
It's
cheating.
Because all the games that they not selling at, like, their go-to prices.
All the games they not selling
No,
at.
their go-to price is $13. Every time Ryan said $15, they're like, $13.
They do have a couple $15. No, actually, it does seem like they've got a lot of $13 ones.
Yeah.
Digimon World 2.
Ooh.
Oh, definitely $1.
How much is that? I kind of want to buy.
$45.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but I bet you can't get that for very much less otherwise. How about Ape Escape?
Ape Escape?
$20? $18?
About $350.
15?
15.
All right. Yeah. fucking know.
Yeah, okay. Sure, name. Oh, they have Galarians? That game's awful. Why would they have that here? Mega Man Legends 2.
60?
Is that oh, that's the one that, like, okay, I don't know, like $100?
70.
Oh, okay.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Is that the one that everybody played?
That's the really good one.
Dracula?
That's Die Monster, You Don't Belong in This World.
35?
70?
30.
30.
Okay.
Which is surprisingly low.
Yeah, I
It's
figured because
a
it's more
really-
iconic.
Well, there's also a lot of re-releases of that game.
They
so
made
probably
they made a greatest hits for that one, right?
yes, they did.
Yeah, so if they did that, they sold at least I don't know the number.
A lot.
Yeah, but they sold a lot.
do they have,
Suikoden
do they
2.
have DuckTales?
$180.
Suikoden 2 is like, I think, 80.
Yeah.
Let's see if they did DuckTales.
Because, I mean, they've
That'd be
released the
interesting
remastered edition, but what happens if someone wants to go
Yeah,
original?
they have DuckTales here.
DuckTales is cheap.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think I got my copy for $15.
They want $20 for it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have... I get a copy of... you can buy Shenmue, obviously.
I own Shenmue.
Oh, we need to play that game.
We do.
I wonder if they have Blue Stinger on here somewhere.
Oh, they probably do. Yeah.
Do they,
Anyway, this is enough of
Marvel
this.
vs. Capcom for the Dreamcast.
do they have any...
Only 25
So you said they have N64 games?
Mm-hmm.
Look for some Rare games.
You mean games made by Rare?
Yeah, games
or
made by Rare.
Oh, okay.
GoldenEye 007, $20. This is like the first thing on
Do
the
they got,
list.
like, Perfect Dark?
Donkey Kong 64, $20.
I'm sure they have Perfect Dark, yeah. These prices aren't...
Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, 25 and 30.
These prices aren't as bad as I thought they were going to be.
No, well, some of
those
them...
games by Rare, Rare's 30 for 30 collection.
Yeah, the 30 for 30. ESPN,
Yo, Joe, did you
cease and
segue,
desist.
like, hard? You segued, like, really hard.
No, I didn't even have
That's
that.
pretty good. Well, I think we talked about that last time.
I didn't have that in the news thing.
Rare,
But-
Oh, that was
rare
last
but I'm
week.
saying-
replay.
The 30 for 30 is coming out on the 1 in August. Why wouldn't you just...
Yeah, but
Why wouldn't you just buy that?
Well, first of all, 007 isn't in it.
No.
Like, a lot of games aren't in it. Banjo-Tooie and Banjo-Kazooie, you get the re-releases in there, and like not every game is in there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even...
Donkey Kong 64 you can buy on the Wii U Virtual Console if you have one.
It's like,
but
do you want to spend that... Do you want to spend
Hey, here's-
$25 for the cartridge?
here's Blast Corps, that I think that's in that collection as well. They have Quest 64 for $10, 1080 snowboarding $7.
All right, we should stop talking about this now.
Yeah, let's...
Oh, actually, one last guess. I need to find it. I think it's Mario Party 2. Guess how much that costs?
I would have to go with 35.
Where was it? I saw 2 on here before.
$50.
By the way, they have Beetle Adventure Racing. It's only $15.
That is one of the greatest games of all time.
I'm gonna buy that shit. Hold on, I found Mario Party 1 and 2. They want $45 for Mario Party 2 if you hate yourself.
Do they have Rush, what is it, 2064 or something?
Rush 2064 or something.
Or 29, I don't know. It was one of the Rush games.
No, it says it has no idea what you're talking about. Hey, we wasted too much time on that, but I had a good time, so that was fun. Okay, so I guess we'll get... Or here's a silly thing I want to mention.
Okay.
You remember all that controversy that happened with the Confederate flag over the past week or two?
Yeah.
So in response to this, Apple has gone to the App Store and found every app that contains the Confederate flag under any circumstances and removed it.
Oh, okay.
If it's a historical app about learning history about the Civil War, that app is now unavailable.
Yeah, so what's going to happen? Our history book's going to get printed, and it's just going to be like, this is the Confederate flag. And it's just like a black square.
Yep. And they also said, like... So they're, like, on iTunes you can buy movies and stuff as well. And so there's, like, a Ken Burns documentary was the example that they used about the Civil War.
Can't buy Dukes of
and they did not
Hazzard
remove
anymore.
that. But... And they're just like, yeah, movies is different than apps, so we're not removing that. It seems like a weird thing.
It's very weird.
I don't want to get into a conversation about how people think that the Confederate flag is a symbol that represents hate, like it's a hate symbol, which is not necessarily true. But the fact of the matter is, it's like a part of history, and if you have an app that is about history, I don't think it should be getting deleted from the App Store.
Yeah, historical things for education purposes. Like,
And I doubt there's any like a game on the App Store that's like General Custer's hatred rampage of death, where you just kill Alliance soldiers, and like I don't know what they were thinking with this one. This seems like a fucking weird thing.
Probably, maybe.
Oh man,
Things happen.
yeah.
yeah, it's just a weird response to it. Like, I don't know why Apple felt the need to chime in to this situation.
Because they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
They wanted to get in the news with everyone else.
Correct. Both correct. All right, so do you guys want to talk about Arkham Knight?
I want to
Or
briefly talk about
Destiny.
I want to briefly talk about Drive Club for a sec, because that's
Drive.
because that's just PlayStation news, and I really don't care about that. But I thought it was relevant.
So when they were releasing Drive Club, they claimed that they were going to release a free version for PS Plus members.
A PS Plus version it was like just less vehicles for options, right? So
something like that.
The way it sounded like is they're releasing a demo version of the game.
Yeah, so you could see if you liked it and you wanted to buy it.
Except for the fact that this version was delayed 9 months.
Mm-hmm. And they just didn't even talk about it. They just were silent about how the fact that it never came out, and they just didn't give anybody any information about what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, and then they just released it, and they're like, oh, by the way, we're still having some issues, but...
Yeah, they stealth released it. Like the PlayStation Network updated on Monday or whatever it does, and it was just there. Mm-hmm. And then it disappeared. And then it came back, and they were just like, yeah, so the online features don't work? So, but you can still play it.
On purpose?
They had to turn off the online features because it was breaking the game, yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't understand how that is. I like a demo version of a game. They released the full game. Why don't they just... How hard is it?
It's because they need to have all like the features, because the whole idea is that you play the Plus version and it gives you a sense of what the game plays like, including the online stuff. So they have to have like a little microcosm of the game, like an instanced version of the game is living on a server somewhere that's just the people who own the Plus version, I think.
Yeah.
So that
I guess that could make
they
sense,
see what's up.
They were probably better off just doing what almost every other game does, where you download the full game or something, and they just lock you out of X, Y, and Z. And
I feel like if they were doing that, that'd be way easier.
Yeah, it would have taken 9 months, and then, it seems like they made a whole separate thing.
So that's a goddamn mess, but at least it came out.
Eventually.
Yeah, it came out, so that's good.
All right, yeah, that was
right?
it for...
I should play that just to be part of that shitstorm. Okay.
All right, let's...
Destiny or Arkham Knight?
I don't care about either, so...
Oh,
I want to go Destiny first.
Okay, so Ryan really doesn't care about this.
Yeah, exactly.
So Destiny... Now, Joe, catch me if I'm missing any of the details here.
Okay.
But Destiny released... They talked about their new super expansion, the Taken King, coming out this September.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, well, if you've never played the game before and you want to get into Destiny, you can buy this disc that has Destiny the game and download codes for the first 2 expansions and the new expansion. And this costs $60. It costs the price of one game. But if you own the game already and you bought it on day one and spent $60 already, and you got the
season pass,
spent $40 for the expansion pass, and you spent $100, and now you want to play the next expansion, well, that's going to be $40. So you're paying more than twice of what someone who's picking up the game for the first time is going to pay.
And not only that, think of all the special editions that they sold. All those different...
I bought the one that had both in the pass in it.
Yeah, and we got the $100 one or whatever, the middle option.
Yeah.
And then I got...
Well, that just had the season pass in it, so we didn't spend extra money.
And I got a digital version when I got my new Xbox One.
I want to get a digital version so bad. Well, Joe, so Ryan, having listened to what we just said, is this that much different? I'm realizing now, is this that much different than battle chests in WoW?
Okay, so the only difference between what the Destiny's doing and what WoW does is that the expansion is separate. The battle chests never have any extra stuff, and they always pack in the previous expansion.
Yeah. Okay, so Joe, if you don't know, the battle chest is something that Blizzard does a lot with their games, but basically right now, if you buy the battle chest version of World of Warcraft, it has all the expansions except for the newest one.
Mm-hmm.
And they give it to you for a pretty reasonable price.
I think it's $20.
Yeah, it's something pretty reasonable for all the game and expansion. There's a monthly fee, so there's that. But
that's me.
That's why they sell it.
$20. That's completely reasonable.
It's
20, and then you have to buy the new one, which costs $40 or no $50.
No, it's 40. So
It's 40
basically, if you're a new WoW player, in order to start playing, you have to buy a $60 game because you buy the battle chest, which is every expansion up to the new one plus the new one, which is $60, and then I think they give you a free month still.
Yeah.
And then if you're really smart, you make enough gold to buy WoW tokens.
If you're smart, if you're a WoW drug lord, you make enough money to buy WoW tokens.
Well, so okay, so yeah.
So it's actually not dissimilar.
Well,
it's not that dissimilar.
It's not that
but
dissimilar.
I feel like the Destiny
but
shit.
Destiny took it to a whole new level when they pretty much tripled the price of that.
Yeah, if they had said like, here's the Destiny Omnibus version, that's $40 for the game and the first 2 expansions, and then you just have to buy the $40 expansion, and now you're good to go. And so it's like not such a huge price difference.
Well, because here's what they're saying. They're saying this game is not even a year. Well, it'll be what, a year old once the new expansion.
Yeah, pretty much.
So within that single year, the price of the game and the 2 DLCs, which are what, 3 months old and 6 months old.
Yeah.
Has now been devalued to $20.
$80 price drop on that shit.
Yeah. And
yeah,
the
so
Taken King is now $40 alone, and that's what you'd be paying for.
But just like someone like Ryan, who's bought almost every WoW expansion when it came out, he spent way more money than you would spend if you started playing WoW right now.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's, I guess, really we're paying for the experience to experience the content
now,
as it's relevant. Because those people, basically no one wants to buy like full price expansion packs for like content that they're not gonna they don't give a shit about. Like if someone was buying the game for the first time and they had to buy the expansion pass just to be able to buy the Taken King, that would be bullshit, because they're never going to do any of the content in those 2 things.
Yeah, because they weren't interested in getting it in the first place.
Right. So I almost see where they're coming from with this. It almost makes sense. But the real controversy came, and this is actually something that they listened to their fans about. Real controversy came in the form of the Taken King bundle pack coming out in collector's edition that came with like a bunch of physical collector's items and a steelbox case, and also codes for like exclusive guns and shaders and emotes, which is something that they've never given out like emotes before. But people who have been playing since day one, the people who would be most interested in that kind of stuff,
I am.
They have to they have to rebuy the entire game just to get those extra things.
Yeah.
And so there's a big outcry about it.
Oh yeah, I was mad about it because like I said, we got the middle of the road edition. Then I ended up picking up a digital edition. Now if I wanted anything of those new physical stuff, which I'm crazy about special editions and getting the physical goodies, I have to collect.
It's a strange coin replica.
Yeah, it's like I would have to spend $80 and just have an extra game that I would never use.
You could probably hawk the disc and the codes, though.
I still have an unopened box of Watch Dogs.
I have an unopened copy of Bloodborne Collector's Edition.
Oh, you do? I don't have.
Get away from me.
PS4.
Get away from me. So it's kind of okay. So in light of everyone freaking out about it, they said, "All right, we hear what you're saying, and if you buy the Taken King, a lot of that stuff that's in the collector's edition is going to become available to you. The emotes and the shader, and you get new speeder, I think. And then also, if they identify you as an early adopter, they're like, we're going to give you some cool shit that you're not going to be able to get any other way. And so they've already announced a exclusive shader that is like black.
I already have an exclusive shader. It better not be the blacksmith shader.
It's not, but they were giving out codes for blacksmith at E3, so that's not an exclusive shader. Which is good for me because I didn't get it.
Yeah, I got it.
Because I threw away my code. I'm stupid. They printed on the receipt. The guy at GameStop never told me. He's an asshole.
Oh.
I blame him.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jake. And so this shader, it might be like some weird tiger print thing, but like black and gray. I don't know. I didn't really look at it too closely.
I hope it doesn't look god awful or stupid.
But that's the first of several things that early adopters will be getting exclusively.
Yeah.
So they're trying to be like, okay, so I know you're paying extra money, but here's some stuff to make you feel special. Which I don't really know how much else they could do. Like they have to still sell games.
Well, yeah,
they make
they're
money.
still, they're still trying to make money. So it's like, what else are they going to do? I mean,
I'm not mad about it. Like, I wasn't really mad about it, but I feel pretty okay with this because I just want to keep playing that game. Like, I don't even.
I know.
I'm not stressing about it. I get exclusive stuff for buying it on day one, which I'm happy with. So, like, whatever.
I still think that they should have. So I just don't understand how they devalued their DLC so much, so fast.
It's just because it's irrelevant now.
How is it irrelevant? The latest DLC number 2 came out what? End of May.
When you,
a month
by the
ago.
by the time they're releasing the super low price for it, no one's going to play that stuff.
The arena or anything like that?
No, I bet Prison of Elders is going to be obsolete unless they increase the level cap and make the rewards better. Like you're probably going to go back to like doing strikes to get stuff. I think it sounds like the Taken King is going to be a more traditional, like strikes and raid situation.
Yeah.
It is weird, but this is the nature of MMOs, and some people forget that Destiny is definitely an MMO.
Yeah. Well, okay, so... Alright, so moving on from that, more Destiny, though. What do you think about... Did they say anything about... Did they say anything about the Red Bull partnership?
No, not yet.
Because... Ryan, did you hear about that?
What? The Red Bull partnership?
Yeah, Destiny...
Nope.
Okay, so...
Nope.
Destiny and Red Bull partnered up where Red Bull's going to sell cans with codes to give XP and I don't know if...
An exclusive mission.
Yeah, and I think maybe
if you drink Red Bull?
Yeah. If you drink Red Bull, it's going to come with a code for an in-game mission, so content that's already there that's locked out for anyone who doesn't drink Red Bull.
Yeah, throw Destiny in the fucking garbage can.
And they're going to release the DLC a year after that Red Bull deal.
Yeah, that exclusive mission will become available to everyone 12 months after it becomes released for people who buy Red Bull.
Like I said, throw it in the fucking garbage can.
So this is a crazy thing, because that mission probably doesn't fucking matter.
No, but it's just, like, yeah, when Call of Duty did their get double XP, that's, who cares about that, oh no, you're getting more experience. But an in-game mission?
But they're not locking you out of, like, a strike or a raid or something that really matters.
No,
the missions are, like, everyone agrees the missions are the worst part of that game. So I'm not too torn up about it. I will be torn up about it. Well, here's the thing. It sucks to have to pay more money for a game we're already paying this much money for.
Yeah.
And this is how they, like, get away with not charging a subscription cost, is by gouging people on other stuff. But, like, and they're, like, this close. I swear they're this close to doing microtransactions to just buy shaders. Like, that's got to be happening, like, any time
Like,
now.
they're struggling in the conference room. Just, we got to do it, guys.
Guys, come on. We'll make so much fucking money. It's like, yeah, but come on. Jesus.
Yeah, shader and emblems. Just, you can microtransaction that.
Yeah, that's the next logical step. I hope they don't go that
with
way.
engrams.
Honestly,
I hope they don't do it with engrams.
Honestly, if they they couldn't do that.
That'd be pay to win.
Free to play shit. That's free to play shit. So honestly, if they have to do Red Bull partnerships and weird reduced price versions to continue to not have a cash shop in the game, I'm fine with it.
But I guess
I think a cash shop would kill that game.
The question is now, are they doing it because they have to? Like, I don't follow if they're posting like numbers in the negative or something, or if it's just
they did spend more money on this game than anyone has ever spent on the development and advertisement for a game. So they got a lot of development costs to recoup here.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, if they're releasing the Taken King and it's a $40 expansion, there better not be a Destiny 2 coming out, next year.
I think it's early 2017.
No, they should be building off this game.
Well, supposedly your character is going to follow you all the way through, so it sounds like it's going to be built on it. They probably won't actually call it Destiny 2.
All right. Like, it'll just be another expansion, but it'll be a $60 expansion.
That's like
that revamps
as much content as the original game or something like that.
Yeah, and it revamps the, whatever engine they're running on.
Pretty much. So my feelings on the subject is that if I can get this code if the Red Bull comes in sugar free, then we're good. If I can get the code from a pack of sugar-free, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't usually drink carbonated energy drinks, but
I don't drink energy drinks. That's why, like...
no, you buy the pack, you get the code, I'll drink your Red Bull. Light blue cans, that's the sugar-free ones.
Okay.
So, Ryan, you don't want to talk about Arkham Knight either, the PC extravaganza that it's been experiencing?
I mean, this is the same story that's been happening for like a year now, which is just like...
No, this is even better. This is way better than, like, Assassin's Creed and all that stuff.
Just describe way better. All right, well, I guess lay it on me.
Way bigger shit show.
Okay.
So I can't actually look at the... I can't even... You can't even find the store page on Steam right now.
No, they took it down.
They removed.
WB officially...
The publisher.
Yeah, WB, the publisher, officially took it down everywhere. You cannot get it.
So...
For PC.
The PC version of Batman Arkham Knight came out. And a lot of people are having trouble getting it to run. And I can't tell. So here's something that I'm a little bit confused about. I can't tell if it's people were just having trouble getting it to even run, or if people were having trouble getting it to run after they uncap the 30 FPS.
No,
because it's locked at 30 FPS, which apparently is like a big deal that fucking matters, but
so
I don't understand.
For PCs, 30 FPS is a big deal because usually you can cap it at like 60, and then...
Well, you can't... Yeah, but you it's capped at 30 in this game.
So so what you'd think is, if you cap it lower, then any graphics card better would just run at max, right? At the max 30. But
yeah, you think, yeah.
If it's capped at 30, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe it works the same way as if it had no hold. So if you were running at 120 FPS and then something causes it to dip down, you wouldn't see it because you're running at such a high FPS. But if you're capped at 30 and you dip down, then you're going to see it.
Oh, yeah. Once you start going sub 30, it can look kind of choppy.
Because it caps it at 30, you don't have that extra buffer.
So I think... So a lot of people were having trouble. Like, the game would basically just explode if you tried to uncap it. And lots of people were trying to uncap it, and that, like, broke the game. Yeah. So I can't tell if people were... Like, the game was broken. I've heard stories of people who play the game just fine on PC. And then I think maybe it's mostly people who are uncapping it that's causing the game to crash repeatedly.
Do we also know if was a graphics card
yeah,
an issue too?
There was some shit with, like, ATI cards work better. It's, like, made for ATI.
Okay, yeah. So
they're back to doing that bullshit
this
again.
This release, NVIDIA was taking the hit. What was the... There was another game recently where NVIDIA was the prime and ATI was getting crapped on.
The last PC broken-ass release I can think of is Assassin's Creed Unity.
No, it was very recent. I can't remember it, though.
Yeah.
But
so it's just a weird thing. So, like, when I looked, like, a couple days after release, there were over 7,000 reviews for Batman Arkham Knight, and some people had. I scrolled through the top comments. A lot of people had played the game for like 10+ hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there were 7,000 reviews, and they were all trashing the game because of their port of it. And so Warner Brothers just said, enough is enough. We got to take it down because people are trashing it too hard, and we got to fix it. And then they're like, oh, by the way, guys, we actually outsourced the development of the PC port. Which is something that they had never said anything about sooner.
Yeah, and that pisses me off because I'm under the impression that this is a Rocksteady game who made the first 2 Batman games, right?
So Batman's back.
So yeah, and those games were great. Origins, all right. I mean, it was just given to a different developer for that one. So it had nothing to do with the story flow.
And so Rocksteady made the game, but when it came to porting it to PC, which I thought that wasn't a really difficult task because of the way the infrastructure on these new consoles work. but I might be wrong. I feel like especially it's getting to the point with Microsoft that it's like if you've developed an Xbox One version of your game, it's pretty much a Windows 10 compatible version of that.
Or at least it should be. I mean, with Windows 10 gets released next month?
The 30th.
Like
yeah, and you're actually going to be able to stream from your Xbox One to your PC.
Yep.
So
I don't know why. So ports are still a big deal, but they gave the game to Iron Galaxy to port it. Iron Galaxy made Dive Kick. They ported Borderlands 2
Dave Lang joint?
to the Vita. Yes, it's all Dave Lang's fault.
I was going to say, who the hell are these people?
They made Dive Kick, and what was the most recent thing they did? They did Killer Instinct Season 2 on the Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
And they ported Batman to PC?
Yep. Poorly.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Dave
Dive
Lang.
Kick's a great game, but I could not see them all going from Dive Kick to, like, huge release Batman game.
Well, they ported Borderlands 2 to the Vita, and they did Killer Instinct Season 2.
Yeah, but that's still both are consoles.
Yeah. I don't know. They apparently picked the wrong guys. Like, they weren't ready for this shit.
And because they're indie,
so now,
aren't they?
I think they're a subsidiary of Sony.
Really?
I think.
So
I'm totally pulling that out of my ass.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be working on Microsoft's Killer Instinct 2 if they were.
I think that's how they started.
So, Dive Kick has some PS4 exclusivity a little bit or something.
Yeah.
So Rocksteady said, all right, well, now we got to get our guys to help you guys fix this port. And then they've recently assured us that the best devs are working like crazy to solve the PC issues.
Yeah, I'm sure the devs are looking at whatever Iron Galaxy did, and they're just like, seriously, guys? Like,
the ones, well, it's, as of recording this, it's a Saturday morning, so we're just talking about the devs that aren't, like, sitting on their couch right now at home.
No.
Because 9 to 5.
No, if this is the issue, they're working 24/7 until it's fixed.
That's a very romantic idea, Joe. I like that. But
No.
And I think that's it's a beautiful tale that you're telling us. I'm enchanted.
I haven't worked in the video game industry, but I know in other industries, dev work, the way it works is if something breaks and it's been released to production, everyone is just flat out balls to the wall. They don't sleep until it's fixed.
Yeah, actually, I am sort of familiar with that idea, which is why I can only assume that Rocksteady and Iron Galaxy are doing that, but...
Well, Iron Galaxy probably hasn't
so.
slept in days since this happened.
I don't know, Dave Lang looks alright.
Dave Lang never looks alright. Fuck Dave Lang.
Is he, like, tweeting photos? He's like, out of the country from extradition.
Nah. It's like, they'll never indict me if I'm in Peru.
No, he's just tweeting about Lego butts.
Oh, okay.
No.
So, it's a fucking crazy thing. Crazy things are happening in video games, and it cracks me up. Like, because I don't care about this game, and I don't play it on PC, so it cracks me up.
Yeah.
But theoretically, they're going to get the shit ironed out soon, and... Okay, so here's the thing. Steam refunds happened about a month ago.
Yeah.
And so people were saying, like, we're going to really see what happens with this system when a major release comes out broken as fuck. And Iron Galaxy must have heard people talking about it and be like, I got you guys. Social experiment time. We're going to see what happens when we release Batman Arkham Knight broken as fuck.
None of that is true.
Probably not.
No. It's not a conspiracy. But yeah.
People were looking and saying, like, what's going to happen? Like, what would have happened to Assassin's Creed Unity if Steam refunds had been around when it came out?
Honestly, apparently, from what I've heard, the Steam refund thing has like always been a thing. It's just they haven't really talked about it.
Yeah, usually you have to submit a ticket, and you like if you legitimately wanted to refund back before like it was official, you could tell them because they're a company. You say, I was not satisfied. I could not play this game, and then they just check. Have you played less than X hours? When was the last when did you purchase this game? And they'll refund you.
But I also heard that when they gave you your refund, they made it very clear that this was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, basically.
Like you couldn't buy the game again and be like, I want the refund.
Or no,
back.
you could only ever return like one game.
Fuck that.
Well, now you can do it more.
I mean, or they just like, they just made it clear that this is a very special thing. They don't just return games for no reason.
Yeah, well, they may have made it like
because you didn't like it.
Like you got flagged or something, so they don't be like, hey, why is this guy doing this every single launch game?
Yeah, they took note of it, but now it's like with the refund system like being fully initialized and realized, there's a little bit less of that stuff. It's more like they don't necessarily care as much, like that you're returning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What are the time restrictions on that? It was it's
2 hours. You can only play for 2 hours.
What happens if you spent more than 2 hours trying to get the game to work?
I bet if you explain that to them and you were still at like 2.5 or 3,
they'd be like, okay, yeah.
they'd probably be like, okay, sure.
They can also tell by like some of the achievements you got.
Oh, that's true.
Too. So like if you haven't gotten any story achievements, it's probably a good indicator.
Iron Galaxy.
Like, well, clearly this guy has never played
Iron
this game.
Galaxy puts
He
out an
never got to
achievement.
run.
You were able to play this game.
That'd be good. They should add that in the newest version. I'd like that a lot.
They track your FPS and they'd be like, achievement, you had over 30 FPS.
Realistically, the problem with this is that if Steam probably bought a lot of keys for this game from WB and then was trying to sell them to us at a certain cost, and so if we're refunded, like if it doesn't work and we get a refund for it, then we're only hurting Steam because WB's already made their money.
Yeah, but whatever.
Well, I think at this point,
well, it just
with this
sucks.
major release, I'm sure Steam's going to get a kickback from WB.
I bet.
No, if they return like, say, 20,000 copies of Batman or whatever, there's no way Valve's just gonna be like, look at this fucking broken ass shit, but we got it. There's no way they're just gonna take that hit.
Yeah, they'd be like, listen, you tricked us into selling your broken-ass game, and we need some sort of fucking compensation.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Ideally.
And, so apparently with that game, because neither of you played it, right?
Nope.
So
No.
I got it. I got the comic bundle edition or whatever for Xbox One. I don't know how it's been playing. John's been playing it, my brother. But, so the thing is, apparently what I've read is the free DLC that they were, like, toting around with play as Harley Quinn, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Supposedly it's god-awful.
It sounds kind of god-awful.
Well, no, it's like full of stereotypes. The gameplay is very dry, and it's not very fun at all. And it also takes, like, an hour and a half to beat.
But it's free.
But it's free, but they spent time on making it.
But it's free. You can't complain about something that's free.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Well, Ryan,
Well, because
you're a
it's only
professional
pre-order
complainer,
free.
So.
It's only free for pre-order. It's not,
that's bullshit.
it's not free if you buy the game, a month later after the PC problems get fixed, and then, then you have to purchase it for whatever much they want to sell it for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of shitty. Well, I mean, that stuff should just be in the game anyways. We've known that for years now, that they do shitty stuff like that. So, I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, I hope that Warner Brothers feels the effects of this. That they released a game that didn't work properly. Or maybe... since I never messed with the PC version, I think... I can't tell if it's people who... It doesn't run for people, or it's just the people who were messing with the .ini file that were having problems with it. Because there are a lot of people who played the game for 10 hours in those Steam reviews and still decide they didn't like it.
Well, maybe it's because everybody's sick of Batman games.
It's very possible.
We're getting to the point now where it's just like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Batman, all that shit. It's just like...
Assassin Man.
Hey, they're making the Doom game.
Huh?
They're not coming up with original content very much anymore.
Yeah, and then they're surprised when people are just fucking sick of it. What?
Guys, they
What?
added a Batmobile.
Yeah,
apparently
that
that's
sucks shit.
awful to try.
Apparently, it's not fun at all.
No, it's
Yeah.
extremely hard to use. Apparently,
Yeah,
Fuck
I
that.
heard that it's like literally that's the worst part of the entire game.
Yeah, anytime you have to get in the Batmobile to drive it.
Yeah, plus, Batman can, for some reason, Batman can just fly around the entire
Yeah,
city.
you can
he doesn't
glide and
need the
grapple hook
Batmobile.
everywhere you need to go.
So the Batmobile is like the least fun part of the game. So yeah, I don't know. Like I never played a Batman game before. I've heard that this game is good, but I definitely don't feel like picking it up. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't pick it up on the PC, but I definitely don't feel like this is the one for me to jump in
Yeah.
on.
I don't think I'm gonna start playing Batman.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Batman.
Yeah.
Batman's a jerk.
All right.
Did you guys talk about the preview program last week?
We did
no,
as
I
part
wasn't.
of.
I wasn't in the preview program as of last
Yeah,
week.
because I invited both of you.
Yeah, I'm in it now. They gave me a copy of Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise.
They gave
I
you
should
it, or
turn on
you
my
owned
Xbox
it?
One.
They gave it to me, and I downloaded
What?
it. Go check out your quests. Apparently, they've been giving out like random free games.
No,
They
because
gave me,
I
like,
got all games that I already owned. I
Oh.
had Battle Block. I had Perfect Dark Zero.
I think that might have just been a
I had
coincidence.
Defense Grid, but I already owned it.
That may have been just a coincidence. They gave me.
Know what it
that
was?
allowed me to
Did you ever download it?
um,
Was it one of the games for gold?
I'm sure it was. At one
And you
point.
may have picked it up, and then
Maybe.
it said, "You have games for gold. Play it."
Maybe either way, I downloaded that onto my Xbox One, and basically when you launch like the Xbox backwards compatibility, it turns on an Xbox 360 inside your Xbox
Yeah, it's
One.
just like an
Like it even
emulation.
gave me a notification that said I was last logged in on another console
Really?
in the 360
Yeah,
thing.
because it
And apparently you can activate the guide by pressing like both buttons at once or something. Like it's a virtual 360. It's a 360 emulator inside your
yeah,
Xbox One.
I don't know how I feel about that, but
It works.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it-
like I said, I played Viva Pinata 2, Trouble in Paradise,
it works.
and it was a working
I
game.
haven't experienced any issues. You still get achievements.
Dope.
Yeah, I know. I like launched some games and I tried some stuff out and I was like, achievement. I was like, cool.
Yeah, it seems like it works. So I'm curious to see they finally iron everything out this holiday and start adding games to it. I think it's like a cool thing that it's. I mean, it's not a. It's definitely not a bad thing. Like it's just there's only way to go is up from here. Like they add more games and people start giving out old games, backwards compatibility old games as like pre-order incentives and stuff like that. Like that's just a
did you hear about that?
straight up good thing. That's not a bad
You heard
thing
about that,
at
right?
all.
Rainbow
Yeah.
Six Siege?
Yeah, you get Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and
Yeah,
2.
I'm
Those games are awesome.
pumped.
Yeah, those games are really good, actually.
Yeah, I already have that pre-ordered too. So
Or, like, you get a copy of Fallout 3 if you buy Fallout 4 for Xbox One.
are they doing that?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that
Bring it on.
Pip-Boy craze?
The Pip-Boy edition that you can
Yeah,
buy. And
how it's sold
like,
out so fast.
Yeah, they also announced, like, it's come to light, like, I don't know why it made the news, but
Oh.
big-ass phones won't fit in that thing.
Oh, really?
But it's like, of course they
No.
won't.
Oh,
They're big-ass
Did
phones.
you hear the other thing?
What?
That they actually announced they are going to Bethesda's talking to each retailer, and they're saying, "Hey, can you give us?" I think they're either asking for the information on people who've pre-ordered that edition, because they're looking to cross-reference with people who are going to try and sell it on eBay for higher prices, and they're
Oh, please do
and
that.
they're going to have the retailers cancel those orders so they can release them to people who want to buy it for
Oh man!
actual
Oh
price.
god! Oh my god! I hope they do that. I want nothing more than to do that. I think resellers are the scum of the earth.
Yeah, so
I can tell you all day about resellers and how I feel about them.
Yes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, it's well established. I think if you've ever bought something that someone else cares about, just so that you could sell it to them for a higher price, there's a special place in hell for you.
yeah, exactly. So I was really excited when I heard that.
I hope they do that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you for telling me about that, Joe.
Yeah, no, I hope it sticks and it happens with other other developers or publishers start doing
Amiibos.
Nintendo was never going to be cutthroat like that with their amiibos.
Nope.
Plus, it's way harder to track a million amiibos than like the 1,000 versions.
Yeah, if you're going
of
to
that
release a
Pip-Boy
collector's
that's
edition
tracking.
and you say we're going to sell 10,000 of these.
Way easier to track than like, hey, we just put 100,000 amiibos on a truck. I don't know what the fuck they're going.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, fuck.
Well,
God, they're gone.
Plus,
like,
yeah,
that's
they're like,
it.
if they're like, hey, Walmart, how many people have ordered this? And they're like, well, one person ordered 15 copies. Like, I don't think they need that.
They should be like, we'll just only send him one.
Right.
And then tell him with a letter that's just a picture of the middle finger printed onto it.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you could do, limit limit 2 per customer.
They should.
I mean,
One per customer.
Do they not do that?
I don't know. They might. Well, most limits are
Ryan,
like 5 or 10, right?
Right. Do they put any limit on when you buy amiibos?
It depends on the retailer, but usually, yeah. Like I know Target had a limit of 1 per, and Toys R Us had a limit of
base Target.
2 per, which sucked.
Why, you only need 1?
Well, I was trying to get Joe a Robin and Lucina the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why don't you just... Well, that's 1 for you, 1 for Joe. That's 2.
No, I just mean... Oh, I already had them.
had them.
They're
It
coming
was just that
from GameStop.
But
like all the
was in
people in
line.
front of me
Yeah.
were buying 2 each.
He was in line, and he was like, what, you said 10th in line or something?
Yeah, I was like the 12th person in line. And like, so if all of those people didn't buy 2 each, I could have gotten them for Joe.
Man, people are shitty.
Yep.
Everything is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, I forgot this. Okay, so I think it's going to conclude news. But before we wrap up here,
Okay.
we're going to do a new weekly segment on Bear vs. Man.
A new one?
Yeah.
What
Bear
about
versus
that?
Man
What
Cat.
about that's Big Butts moment of the week?
Yeah, we haven't... I don't
I'm
know.
honored.
You didn't really... You said you wanted to do that one, but we went like 2 weeks without doing it. You didn't say anything, so...
Okay. So what is this?
Fuck you then.
Okay, so here's a new segment. It's Bear vs. Man Frog Fractions 2 Check-In of the Week.
Oh shit.
Oh, God.
Ryan, did you play Frog Fractions 2 this week?
No.
Joe, did you play Frog Fractions 2 this week?
No.
I did not play Frog Fractions 2 this week either, so this has been Bear vs. Mancast Frog Fractions 2 Check-In of the Week. So the theory behind this, in case people who don't know, first of all, if you're listening to this and you haven't played Frog Fractions, stop what you're doing and play Frog Fractions. It's a life-changing game. It's a flash game.
Yeah.
So they had a Kickstarter for Frog Fractions 2, and they've announced during that Kickstarter that when they release the game, it will not come out as Frog Fractions 2. They will release it under a dummy company name as a different game, but it will secretly be Frog Fractions 2.
Is it going to, come to consoles?
No.
I don't know.
It's a web game.
No, I know it's a web game, but they could always put it...
Is it only a web game?
Yeah, it's a flash game.
They're not going to ever port it to Steam?
No, why would they do that? I
'Cause
mean,
Frog
if
Fractions 2,
they
you're gonna
might.
make money.
Like
You're gonna make
they
money.
They need to make
they
money.
might
They
do
just
that.
make it
Like,
free to play.
They had the Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter is so that you put money into something so that you can produce the product you wouldn't have been able to, and then make more money based on that.
Yeah, but they can
No,
they can
just-
say, hey, we're
no.
going to take this free to play on Steam.
They could do that as well. So basically, we need to keep. I don't know how long ago that Kickstarter was, but at some point in the relative short future, we're going to see Frog Fractions 2. We got to keep a keen eye out for it.
I bet you it's already been released.
I'm pretty sure, based on the way the internet works, that within 24 hours of Frog Fractions 2 coming out, every single person in the world will know that that game is Frog Fractions 2. Or at least the people who give a shit about it.
Apparently, that game raised $72,000,
Jeez.
That's a chunk of change for a Flash game.
and I bet you, I have the. It's kind of shitty, but I have this like tiny feeling that like nothing's gonna come of it.
Like, they're just going to
Yeah.
pocket the money and run.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to pocket the money. It sounds like they're kind of dedicated to development of the game. But I can also see a scenario in which, like, it doesn't really turn out the way it expected. It's not as good as Frog Fraction 1, and generally just everyone doesn't care.
Apparently, there are 11 people who are currently making this game with this guy.
Really? 11?
According to one of the backer rewards, is
Meet the team?
no, it's like there are 12 slots, 11 were sold, and it says I will make a game. Oh, not this game, a game with you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
So,
never mind.
what were the backer rewards up to?
There was one for $2,000 no one got.
Is it like you get to be in the game?
Probably something like that.
It says all of the previous non-limited rewards plus one of the legendary, quote, twin beards that once sprouted from my terrifying visage embedded in their resin power totem. The two of them has never come together.
That's hilarious.
No one bought it.
That guy's crazy. Frog Fractions is a great game.
Apparently, okay, so there are... Oh, nobody got the $750 reward? That's dumb. It's like, call me on Skype and we'll hash out a feature for Frog Fractions 2.
That's it? Like,
yep.
$750, you get his Skype name?
A burner Skype name.
Yeah, it's to hash out a feature for Frog Fractions 2, meaning like someone... There are probably a small selection of people who know about this game.
Yeah, probably, but that's why I don't think it's going to be able to stay a secret for really that long. But so, like, if you pledged and you spent enough money on your pledge to get a copy of the game, you get your copy of the game when you email the guy and say, hey, I found out that this game is Frog Fractions 2, and he goes, okay, here's a copy of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird, because you might... Well, if they're not selling it, you have to worry about wasting money or whatever.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think it's probably gonna be just like Frog Fractions.
Well, but they're giving out copies of the game to people who backed it.
Maybe.
So I think it's gonna be on sale to some degree. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it says. Like, there's a tier for like free copy of the game, right?
Well, it wouldn't be free if you're donating and getting a copy.
Yeah, but with Ryan saying that,
yeah,
it's just gonna be released for free, which is not necessarily
probably gonna go
true.
on Steam for like $5.
No, yeah, Nick's right. It's gonna be some sort of downloadable title that will show up somewhere.
Yeah, just gotta wait for a Steam sale.
Oh, estimated delivery is September of this year.
Well, now your check-in is kind of ruined.
Well, it's estimated delivery. He probably subverted our expectations. It could be give or take a couple of months.
It could be never coming out.
That's also possible.
Could be pushed out to...
This guy could get hit by a bus tomorrow. We don't know.
Could be pushed out to Q1 2017.
Could be. It's true. All
right.
these things are possible.
This podcast is 3 hours long. We need to cut it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
How do you outro?
We need to...
Ryan does a plug. That's how we do it.
Yeah, that's how we do it. So, you can follow us on Twitter at Bear vs. Man. You can... we're on Facebook, Bear vs. Man Facebook page.
You can email us something. Or you
Yeah,
can email us.
questions at bearversusman.com. Send us an email. We'll probably read it.
We'll definitely read it.
You can find us on Stitcher as well, if you're into that.
We have a Vine account.
We have Vine. It's Bear vs. Man on Vine. Sometimes we make ads on it.
Ryan doesn't have a Vine account right now, though.
I'm super grouchy.
Ryan got banned from Vine.
Guys, I've never actually known how involved you guys have been. This is...
Yeah, we've got social media and stuff. We have a website.
Yeah, you guys are legit.
We're
not by PAC standards.
Not yet.
So, I don't know, Joe, you don't have like Twitter or anything, do you?
No, nothing that I use.
Right, so if you want to follow Joe, you can do so in real life. Next time he's walking down the street, you can just follow him.
You can just
follow him.
just contact these guys and just attention Joe.
Yeah, send an email. Also, all this information, you go to bearversusman.com, all this information is available to you, our personal Twitter account, that
show Twitter
stuff.
account, Vine account, all that shit.
Yeah, we got links. We got links on links. We
Rate
recently
us-
just wrote articles about E3 because apparently talking about it for 4 hours wasn't good enough.
Wasn't enough.
We talked about what we are so excited to see coming out in the next couple of years.
Hype train. You can rate us on iTunes. Please do it.
Yep.
5 stars
Leave a
only,
review,
please.
And tell a friend about this. If
Tell
you
your
liked
friends.
It,
Tell 2 friends.
if you didn't like it, tell them listen to it anyways.
Guys, just
If you-
pay it forward.
If you tell
exactly.
If you tell 2 friends, if I see you in public, I'll shake your hand and give you a high five.
And he'll make a Vine with you.
I will make a Vine with you. Absolutely. I would
But
absolutely
not
do
on
that.
his account.
That I don't
'Cause
have.
that's banned.
It's banned, apparently. I'm still trying to work on that. There's some gold in there.
Well, guys,
It's true.
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for coming,
I've
Joe.
really wanted to get on this for a while, actually.
Yeah, we wanted you on for a while.
I'm glad it finally worked out.
But Joe, you're fired. Please
Effective
never,
immediately.
Until next
please
time,
never
maybe.
come back.
Potentially.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, the audience decides, don't they?
No.
Oh, yeah.
All of the
Definitely.
listeners.
I mean, yes.
Um,
It's that one guy in Malaysia. He gets to decide.
Shout out to the 2 guys in the UK.
Did that guy from Malaysia send us an email that said, like, listen, Joe's got to go? I got to go with the guy from Malaysia because he sent it in, like, felt very strongly about it. And
He's
he
been
sent
a
us an
long-time
email.
listener, so man.
So, we'll see.
All right.
All right,
Until next week, play
That'll
some
do it.
video games.
Bear vs. Mancast.
Bye.